So talk into this mic.
I will.
Give us
So,
just got to tell us about.
What am I doing? It's Arizona Outdoor Hall of Fame.
Yes.
That was called.
I don't know. It's your deal. The game and
Vinny knows
fish.
everything.
Hold on.
That's what I asked him for. Yeah.
Are we live?
We're live, guys.
Oh my gosh.
I snuck it up on you.
He does that.
He does.
He does that.
We're here at the Earn Your Spurs that
Can you hear me?
Kelly and
Kelly
Mackenzie
and
Kimbro.
Mackenzie
Am I
put on.
You are on.
You're live.
Okay.
So
See, look right there.
that's
Wave
a
at the crowd. Hello, crowd.
Now you're on.
Of course, we don't have anybody in here yet because we didn't schedule this.
I told him about 5 o'clock,
We
and that was an
told
hour
them we'd be
ago.
on.
Did you tell them 5 o'clock?
We told everybody we'd be on in the afternoon.
Somebody asked.
It'll be on here for forever. So tell us what this is all about. What you do and why you do it.
Okay. So a few years ago, my daughter Mackenzie had an idea to form a 501c3, and we had some guys at our house. They actually sell us our drought insurance, and we talked about it. And the deal was, there's a lot of ranch kids that are rural, very rural. They're homeschooled. When they get ready to go, when they get done with the high school level, a lot of them, there's not a real good opportunity to go on to college and some of them don't want to, so they would rather go to a trade school. So, and I mean trades, like trades that we all need: horseshoeing, welding, things that are gonna always.
We need horseshoes.
I know. I definitely want someone else to be doing that.
Oh boy.
So we started Earn Your Spurs, and we do one event every year for 3 days, and it's to raise money to go towards those grants.
Cool.
What? We didn't even introduce her. We just jumped into it.
Okay, I can
Just
introduce
tell us
myself.
your name and
Okay.
who you are.
Okay, so I'm Kelly Glenn Kimbro. My dad is Warner Glenn. We are dry ground lion hunters in Arizona, and we are cattle ranchers. And I'm a 5th generation. My daughter Mackenzie's 6th generation.
Wow.
We're still ranching the ranches that my great-grandparents homesteaded in 1896.
No kidding.
So it's cool.
Yeah.
And we live on the Mexican border, so we deal with that whole deal all the time, the politics of it. Interesting thing, we've trailed lions for 50 years now on illegal alien trails where they're trafficking, and they really give you a hard time, that scent. You could see a fresh lion track on top of a bunch of tracks that went up the trail that night, and there's no scent because human scent is so strong.
So have you ever trashed on human scent?
Yeah, we got backwards. Yeah.
Have you ever treed trespassing human?
No. However, we run into quite a few drug runners.
I bet.
Because they're using the same canyons and trails that we are.
Yeah.
And you run right into them, and we speak Spanish to them and tell them we're hunting lions. And the funny thing is, they say, Leon? Like, oh my gosh, we thought
And then
we
they
had
start
a
They
problem.
didn't know they were there.
Yeah, we thought we had a problem with Border Patrol,
No,
but man, there's a lion out here.
Then they start looking around.
And we've never found a lion kill that was illegal.
No.
So,
Well, they're not as big as a deer.
yeah, right, and they don't run near as fast, so it's not fair chase.
They consume them whole in one sitting. So
Let me ask you this, Kelly, because I've told people that your mother actually started a fundraising event here. Is that
Well,
How did this all start?
originally clear back?
Okay, so my mom and dad helped found the Malapai Borderlands group.
oh yeah.
And we did some fundraisers. In the beginning, and Mom would kind of run them. It was to try to help ranchers be conservation-minded, to obtain grants and do that kind of thing to help improve your watershed and your landscape. It's a renewable resource, and if you don't take care of it, you don't have a resource for next year for your cattle.
Yeah.
And then Mom passed away in 2014 in 2 weeks' time of pancreatic cancer, and we just were stunned. And so 31 days later, we had her memorial service here in this building, and there was like 880 people.
My gosh.
And on the way home, Mackenzie and I talked about it, and I said, and she had died of cancer, so we said, let's do a fundraiser next year, same anniversary, for cancer. So we did, for local families suffering from cancer. And we did that for 3 years in my mom's name, my mom's memory, the Wendy Glenn Memorial. And in 3 years, we cleared $130,000. So, which was great for your local family. It was to pay incidentals for families. Then we took a year or two off, and, we thought we were busy, and then we decided we weren't busy enough. So in 2020, we started this Earn Your Spurs. Well, then COVID hit, and it shut us down. Interesting thing, I had ordered $3,200 worth of belt buckles that had 2020 on them to give these kids.
Oh my gosh.
And we were shut down. And the buckle company is Molly Buckles out of Texas. And they said, we're going to honor all the orders that got shut down. They replaced those buckles for just the cost of the postage for the next year's event.
What's the name of that?
It's amazing.
Molly?
It's called Molly Custom Silversmiths, and it's a buckle maker in Texas, American made.
Good people.
Very
good
it
people.
was founded by a woman named Molly, and I don't know her last name.
I'll be dang. This is a cool event. I mean, that's
Well, it took a couple years.
And it includes a ranch rodeo.
Ranch rodeo. We have a youth ranch horse competition, and then we have a youth rodeo, and it's a mentoring rodeo. It is not they can win buckles, and that'll be tomorrow. But if they make a run, I get people here who are mentors. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's
all
right.
day.
That's
We've
all
been
right.
hearing that phone all
Hold
day.
on.
It's all right. Listen,
I have been tired just watching her.
100 miles an hour. I've seen Kelly go that way, go this way.
Okay. You can cut that out.
No, it's fine. We're live.
Because of this event,
Yeah.
my phone is
Bloopers
Blowing up.
included, Kelly. Bloopers
we're
included.
testing
Well, you were giving out awards and your phone was blowing up.
right. Oh, I know. So, so where was I?
You were talking about Molly belt buckles, and they they replaced all the belt buckles and
Right. What our events are.
Yes.
So
Okay, yeah, that's
ranch
right.
rodeo is to draw the ranch families. The youth rodeo is to help kids, and we get a lot of kids that would love to rodeo, yet they are very rural or they don't have the connections to go join a rodeo association. And it gives them a chance to come. I get people here who are national champions, and they mentor them that day. So if they make a run, whatever it is, barrel racing, team roping, whatever, and they don't do too hot, they'll give them some pointers and let them make another run, and they take the best 2 times.
I needed somebody, a professional, to help me with my goat roping.
Oh, I don't think so. I could not believe how you can rope.
Did you see the fall?
I fell
I
down.
didn't see the fall.
I have that on video. I'm just saying I have that on video.
I didn't see the fall, but several people said, "Who is that guy? He can really rope."
You know what he did? He snuck in last night.
In his sweat.
yes.
He didn't even tell us. He
By the
hogged
way,
it all up
everybody,
himself.
He wears sweats.
That was my traveling clothes.
I get it.
He did better in sweats than he did.
The video of him falling, I think he was throwing the roping. I saw the video, and I think he was throwing the roping.
Manipulated fall.
Yeah, it was on purpose.
Every fall is on purpose.
Yeah.
I meant to do that.
Oh, yeah, like your 2 good falls, you needed a helicopter ride. You hadn't been on one for a while.
Yeah, I know. And I hope I'm not into that frequent flyer thing. However, I was just talking to some ladies. It's so critical to get that helicopter insurance now.
Oh, wow.
Because it's up now. When I was airback, the first one was $59,000, the second one was $69,000, and I didn't trip and fall. I had some really bad wrecks.
Really
Tammy.
bad wrecks.
Do we have helicopter insurance?
Brett's wife is here,
You guys,
hiding out over there.
I met her last night.
Yep.
You guys, I'm not sure of how much it is a month. I mean, a year, but it's like $168 or something ridiculous a year.
It'd be worth it for your next goat roping.
Yeah, I might have been. They might have had to
Or
helivac
when his
me out
boot
of
comes
here.
off out
Yeah,
the
I
hills.
know. Well, I had one on standby.
As big as I've gotten, they might have had one of those great big Chinooks.
The Chinooks.
No,
You're just showing off.
they could have dropped the cable, the line, what do they call that? The line.
Yeah.
We call that Brett's special attention.
Yeah, VIP treatment.
Oh, Benny.
He's getting ready to mute me. Watch.
Yeah, I can mute you right here.
So I probably should get back to business.
Okay,
But
well, thank
But
you.
I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for coming, you guys. I really appreciate it.
man,
It's hard to get a crowd in a corner of a state on the Mexican border when people, they kind of sit back and watch you to see what you're going, how you're going to succeed. When you succeed, they all want to be a part of it. Before you succeed, they kind of wait and watch.
see
And
if
it's
it's
a
gonna
tough gig to get them to show up. And everybody tonight, we have a huge crowd,
Not a bad turnout tonight.
great turnout.
Even yesterday was for
Right?
a Friday.
And it was a Friday.
It was a very medium flow.
So that's my cue, that music in
Playing
the
music.
background.
Oh,
There we
perfect.
go.
All right.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you guys so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See your dad. Send your dad this way.
Yeah, he said he was going to stop by and talk to us later on.
Okay.
So, cool.
Yeah, that'll be comical because he won't be able to hear a flipping thing you're saying.
We can't hear nothing either. We're just.
That's right.
I
And
can let him
answers.
have my headphones.
So I
Well,
gotta
yeah.
tell you one more thing. A man just gave us a dog, and he said she's 4 years old and she's been in on 30 lions and she's a dry ground hound and he said she never barks, and he said I thought it'd be all right to give her to you guys because your dad can't hear him bark anyway.
Don't go nowhere.
That's just rude.
All right.
All right. Thank you
Good,
guys.
thank you, Kelly.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
Kelly.
much.
Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coy just snuck off, but he said he had to go do an auction.
Hey,
He said he had to sneak off.
did you know Coy made the Spurs
That's
for
Yes.
And he's a history buff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She doesn't stop.
She doesn't
no,
stop.
she only has one gear, and it's warp 85. And I couldn't imagine if she ever slows down and actually lays down prone, she must be lights out instant.
You see Kelly, and she'll talk to you, and it's no different than her father. Warner, every time we'd stop talk to Warner, he would have to leave. Oh, you not coming in? You don't want to sit down?
Don't turn us off.
Yeah.
We just got started.
He's going to turn us off.
We go ahead with Warner.
Oh, so you talk to Warner, and then as soon as you leave Warner, someone else jumps in on him. And he said, I have to go do chores today. He walks out the front, and he had a crowd out there, whether 5, 6, 7 people around Warner. And then he had to sneak back in and go out the back door because we're sitting in the stands, Warner. Everybody, Warner, hey, Warner. So if you get to talk to Warner, you got to grab him as he's walking by
Yeah.
and say, hey, Warner.
Well,
Johnny Clump, you need to get White and go get his dad, too.
Wyatt.
Terrell Shelley.
No, you're thinking the wrong guy.
Is that Wyatt?
That's Wyatt, but he's
Yeah, go
John's
get,
cousin.
He could go get. Oh, his cousin. Sorry.
I'm
just
trying to
learning
help
everybody.
I'm trying
here.
to help you out with genetics and lineage. This
No.
carries over into people.
Listen, it's all over the place here too. Clumps are married to the cousins of the Glens and the Glen.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Well, that's true because
Wyatt can
Wyatt is John's cousin, first cousin, and he's married to a cousin of Kelly, who goes all the way back to. I need to get a paper and draw it
Yeah,
out.
we're gonna have to have the bars. and,
the pedigree.
yes.
The pet, yeah, because it's.
There's Coy.
I asked,
There's Coy.
hey, Coy, sit down right here,
down,
Coy.
talk to us.
Let's talk. Okay, Benny. Benny knows all these people. Introduce.
So, Coy, here's your microphone. You
Right
don't-
here. Right here. Just right here.
Oh, okay.
He's pointing off in the
This,
distance.
this is where you're on that camera right there.
Smile.
And so don't pick your nose. You're on live.
Try not to. It's gonna
Well, if you do, don't flick it at us.
Can you hear him pretty good? Is his level?
There's 5,000 people out there watching you right now.
Oh, my gosh.
I might
Coy,
be exaggerating
so
just a little bit.
Coy, introduce yourself, Coy.
a Koi wine bar.
Is he loud enough?
Turn him up just a little bit.
Yeah, because you turned Kelly down.
Coy Wine Bar.
Yeah.
There you go.
I live east of Douglas on the Peterson Ranch, and I run that ranch along with the McGoffin Ranch. And I got a bunch of kids.
Bunch of kids.
A bunch of kids.
Tough
yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
I
hope
thought
so.
my kids were tough, but I wouldn't bring down your fight. I
The-
have to go home and
the-
kick them a little bit.
The 8-year-old daughter is the one that everybody you got to watch out for. We had the 8-year-old daughter, and we had 3 more boys, and everybody says, "Hey, you better have a girl, because Hatley needs some help." And I said, "No, we need more. She's got all the help. She by herself. She's fine. The boys need more. Just the 3 there. We probably need another one."
So you run the Peterson Ranch?
Yep.
Run
Yeah,
the
been there.
Mama cows?
Yeah, been there almost 2 years, and at my place, we run, I don't know, 400 head of mama cows. But we also we'll throw some heifers out there too. And when everything we wean from the other ranches goes to the north part of my place, and it'll be anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 weanlings that will kick out before we get rid of them. They'll be out there for a couple months. Or
Does that ranch run up into the Palancios or
no,
where does it- is it all
we're
flat?
we're
Bill
just west
McDonald
of it.
cuts that off.
Yeah, Bill McDonald cuts that off, but then the McGoffin that I take care of, that will go into the Palancios. We border I think it's the gray, or the Goodwins
yeah.
have that lower portion down there, and we border there for it, or BLM they got, and then it goes off into the gray.
So you're over there on the New Mexico border, more or less, close.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, I think and then that McGoffin I don't think hits New Mexico yet. The gray or the whatever the good
Yeah.
ones have a little bit in Arizona, but as you go more north and you get into like the Snooer, then that angle of the border hits right,
Okay.
goes right into the
So
Snooer.
let me interject here that Coy's wife. Now, I'm a fan of the Clumps. That's just the way it is, and so. Tyler Clump's wife is Caitlin, and Caitlin's sister, Jess, is your wife.
Yeah.
And so we can tie all of this together, and it's just a huge family, more or less, and that's how I see it down here along the border town of Douglas.
Yeah, Tyler, because I was running a ranch in Marana for a while, and he kept trying to get me to come down here, and I was fine where I was at, and then they ended up selling that place out. And who bought it wasn't good. They were going to live there themselves. So Tyler just.
So let me also say that Kelly, that was just here, she says she's the one that told me that Caitlin had a sister, and so you guys border the Glens.
Yeah.
And so both Kelly and Warner think the world of those women.
Yeah.
Your wife and her sister Caitlin, and that's not to discount you or the
Oh, yeah,
guys,
no.
but in this world of men, those women.
Well,
We know who the
them-
boss is what you're saying.
Well, no, I'm just saying that people that don't know the ranching industry and have not been around these women in the ranching industry, they're almost every bit as tough as the men.
Yeah.
And they actually.
Tougher.
Yeah, and they actually work harder and do more because not only do they ride with you and cowboy with you, but they're responsible for the kids and they take care of the
and
meals.
a lot of times it ends up, we'll leave in the morning and go work cows. So a lot of times it ends up where they've got to feed the crew, but then they also end up in the branding pen working and doing that, and then the kids, because when you get into the branding pen and you get to go and it's just go. Get it, because you've gathered all day, get to the branding pen, you want to get it done because it'll go into the night. So anyways, it's a blow and go, get them branded, get them done. So then you got the women that got to feed, help, and make sure the kids don't get mucked out.
Yeah, and let me now, you don't have one set of your spurs or anything on you? Or close by?
No, Jessica had some. They gave him out already. And
Coy made the spurs and those 2 bits.
3 bits.
3 bits.
Well, a total of 13 pairs of spurs and 3 bits. that they awarded out.
And I'm going to tell you what, the craftsmanship. Hats off to you, young man.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
I've had the cool thing. I got into this about a year and a half, well, about the time we moved down here, and I've had a lot of help and a lot of people that were very willing to share whatever knowledge they had to just, and a lot of it, they make money on teaching people, right? But they were, anybody. I've talked to Bo Compton, who is like a world-renowned silversmith, and he invited me over just to come help and look. So there's met a lot of good guys that have shared their secrets or whatever their tips with me, and it's been pretty cool. So that's kind of helped me quite a bit.
Now, for another aspect of your life, you're a history buff.
Yes, I try to be. I try to be.
History nerd is what you
Yes.
said.
Mom, me too.
What? Tell her I'm doing
5 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, you're in trouble.
That's the same look when I missed for her, I think.
Yeah.
Brett was roping with that little gal. What's her name?
Hatley Joe.
Yeah, she's a hand. Let
Yep.
me tell you what.
So there's going back.
But
to,
you don't want to miss for her.
Oh,
Brett missed on a goat, and she just burned him down with a stare.
yeah.
I've seen
Did she do
I've
that?
seen the same stare in her mama's
She did
eyes.
that same thing. She just goes,
It's hereditary.
Yeah. Yes. There's
No, we call that inherited.
good
Genetics?
genes, maybe
Is that
good genes.
genetics?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if it's good genes or whatever. But me and Tyler joke because obviously Tyler and me are married to the two sisters, and there were Tappins prior to us, and we joke that Tappin blood runs strong. And that Tappin blood is rough, right? Like them women, them Tappin women.
Hey, I seen him out there in the ranch rodeo.
Yeah,
So go back to the history part of this deal. I was approached by Coy, and he says, "Hey, we need to know about the Peterson Ranch." And so I've got to get in touch with Tom and Tina because they said they could tell us all about everything down here. Now tell us what you found and where you found it, how all of this came with these letters and ledgers and such.
So there's the original house there. There's original house, original garage, and then and also what they call original manager's house, and an old rock house. There's kind of some original buildings there. We don't live in it. They built a house in the late '80s, early '90s that we stay in. We went looking through them old houses, and in the storage of an old shop, there was an old trunk, whatever, and some stuff around there. But in that trunk and laying around was a bunch of old letters. The oldest letter we found dated to 1896, I believe.
no kidding.
Yeah, excuse me.
Cool stuff.
And it was most of it was a girl writing back to her family in Missouri somewhere. And there was a couple letters talking about how she met the man of her dreams, like the one, and she can't wait for him to meet her and all this, meet him and all this, and then but then there was one where she was writing back to her, I believe it was her aunt, about Pancho Villa and in Douglas, them getting ready for him to raid Douglas.
Crazy.
There was all this talk of him coming.
So much history in this
I
part
didn't
of
even
the.
know none of this yet. I didn't hear this.
Hey, I can't tell you everything.
And she,
Big surprise. Hold it to yourself.
right? Yeah. Well, that's So, and she was talking about how the Slaughter Ranch, John Slaughter and them, invited their family to come, a safe place for them to come and bunker down at the Slaughter Ranch. And she drew diagrams of the barricades and all that stuff they built in the city of Douglas, and it's all in there. It's pretty neat.
I bet.
What are you going to do with it? Are you going to get hold of somebody? Maybe try to trace down?
So, well, first it was in that room, and the rats would kind of get in there. We pulled all of it out, and we put it in binders with, the little sheets, and so we saved it, and cleaned it all up and put it away. There is a guy that comes and hunts on our place that we let him come hunt. His grandpa is like 80 years old and has grown out here his entire life, and he knows a lot. And we showed him them letters and showed like some of the things that girl was referencing, and he knew what all that.
That's really neat.
So he's come out and visited twice. hunting, and I was able to get catch him for a half hour or an hour to kind of shoot the shit.
12-hour conversation as fast as you can get.
Yeah, it was because he wanted to go hunt and stuff. So, but he said that this next season, because you don't know if he'll be able to get around, that if they'll come by and he'll sit longer. This was the last year to hunt.
I'm just absolutely amazed that a letter from the 1800s is still intact now.
No rats.
Yeah.
And,
no rats.
and the rats didn't use it for bedding.
And it was stuck in a box.
Yeah,
right?
it's like an old trunk. And then there was old checks in there for like $2 checks and stuff like that.
Big money back then.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Take it to him.
And then I have old.
That's my wife, guys.
Oh, there's Tammy.
I set it up, and she sprung the trap and didn't even get stuck.
No.
Thank you.
That's cool stuff.
You want something to drink?
No, I'm good. I'm good right now.
And the cool thing.
Would you like something to? No, Coy's got
He has
something.
a Diet Coke in there.
Yeah. Diet Light.
Cool stuff.
You ride along there and you see, like the other day we were gathering some bulls out of this kind of out of the black draw, and ride along, and there was just an old what they had built out of Malapai rock, kind of an old foundation or something, and
Kind of like this wall out here.
yeah, and there was like two. There was like a foundation, and then there was something else.
You're in trouble, buddy.
Bear said you have my rope.
It's in the bed of my pickup.
That's that girl he was talking about.
That's the girl. She's looking for her rope now.
Yeah,
And you're in
She's
trouble.
got a rope, a goat.
I'll hear
and
about
you're
it
in the,
later.
Yeah,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
It's not over.
you are the reason she's not winning money in the goat roping.
Yep.
And I accept that. I accept that blame. I'll take it. Because I
and
know I can't argue with it.
He was flagging the roping earlier,
Yeah.
and he had a little kid come up
Oh.
and complained.
Yeah. This little kid, he's what, 6, maybe
Yeah.
7? And
Why didn't you give me a time?
he roped and it didn't come tight on the leg, and I gave him a no time. And a couple minutes later, he come around. Hey, why didn't I get a time on that? Like, he was
upset.
He was
I thought-
fighting. He was
Yeah,
about to
he was
fight.
mad.
He was about to pull him off that fence.
I had Brett there to back
you
me
up.
up.
I
Yeah.
was backing him up, but I was getting a little scared.
Yeah. He meant business.
I'm gonna tell you what.
He was 3'2".
So Chris, tell them what you've said about your kids and your tough kids.
Oh, I text my wife and I said, listen, I'm gonna come home and kick my kids now. I said I can put my kids up to most anybody in a fight, but not in Douglas. not those clumps. Nobody down here.
Well, that's
Well.
when Riley.
The best buckle maker in Southeast Arizona.
there you go.
Kelly.
Hey, that's a plug from somebody that matters.
Yep.
That's right. She's got credentials.
She
You know,
took
she's-
time
she's
out of
got
her schedule to do that as well.
That's right. That's right.
So what about dogs? It's supposed to be kind of a show about dogs. Do you do much with, or you
man,
just run
I
with
tell
This
you
is a
what.
show that just goes in every direction.
I know.
This is a rabbit hole show.
This is a rabbit hole show.
Yeah,
We're trying to
I-
kind of get a little bit.
We're imitating Joe Rogan
Oh yeah, I like it. I like it.
Oh, wait, I gotta
listen
shave
to
my
him
head
quite
a little
bit.
closer.
without the F-bombs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Try
no.
without
and paraphernalia.
Yeah.
I got some dogs. I kind of use them for cows. I got we just got a big Livestock guardian dog who is apparently everything but Great Pyrenees. Because that's the first thing everybody's like, is he Great Pyrenees? Like, everything but that.
Is he like
So you got some-
Kingles or
He's
Kingles or something?
well, I think he's got some of that Akbash and Anatolian.
So you're on the right track.
Yeah, I don't. And they
This country is too hot for a Pyrenees. I live in southeast New Mexico. I have a purebred Pyrenees,
Here comes Warner.
and the
Oh,
poor
here
guy.
comes Mr. Glenn.
I don't know nothing.
Walk
about
over
it.
on this side.
Yeah. Does he need to sit down, or do we need
Yeah,
to move?
come
Do
on
I
over
need-
here and
Is my
sit
time
down.
up?
No, your time's not up.
Your time. Just
Yeah. I don't know what. But Jessica brought him home, and he's an intact, whatever he is, the breeds, big old sucker. And I had to go saddle at 4 o'clock in the morning. and I
A
didn't
guardian
realize-
dog mutt.
Yeah, and it's just a big son of a gun. And I didn't realize she had put him in by the old houses where the horses were. And I go, it's like 4 in the morning. I go to saddle a horse, and that sucker come out of the dark. It was.
So you didn't have to pee anymore.
No.
You were done.
I had to run back in the house and it took a couple weeks for him to kind of understand who I was.
Especially at night.
Yeah, in the dark. It's not good. It's not good. But then he's intact,
You
right?
may need to speak Spanish to him.
Well, he's white dog. I don't know.
There you go.
Sí, pero hablo español también y mira, es muy blanco.
Cámate. But he got a hold of our Catahoula, and
That's bad.
she had the puppies. It worked. Like he
Got a hold, didn't get a hold by the back of the neck. Got a hold by
he
the.
might have, but I don't know how that works.
However it
but-
worked, it worked.
Yeah, he got. Yeah.
So we're talking about
It was voluntary.
they hooked up.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
did. He wasn't.
They had a meeting and they hooked up.
Yes.
Okay.
And we were a little worried. We're like, son of a gun. What's going to happen? And we had to go to a junior rodeo. We come back and we couldn't find her. We're like, son of a gun. She went off and probably died. When we found her down in the canyon underneath an old drinker, and she had them pups. And they're long-haired dogs. So there's 3 fluffy ones and then 2 short-haired, and they're pretty dang cute and they're pretty dang big. But she birthed them and she's never had babies. It was her maiden deal, but she made them. They're pretty cool little dogs.
She was first calf ever.
Yeah. And she did good. And we got Jessica bought a bunch of chickens and ducks from whatever feed store and put them in the backyard. We kind of been raising them up. And them puppies, we put them in the backyard. And them little puppies you'll get around them chickens and them ducks because the cats will come back there. And them dogs
Won't let them near them.
no.
Oh, really?
So it's pretty neat watching that kind of stuff. So I don't.
It's just natural for them? Or
Yeah,
is it natural
it's
instinct?
what it looked like. Yeah, I had a friend get some of them type of dogs from a lady in Wyoming, and he's like, well, because he was running goats in Oklahoma, and he said, well, what do I do when I get them? Like, what's my training? And she
Just
said,
put 'em there.
Don't touch them. Stay away from them. No, you don't train on them. You don't need that. And he's okay. And he got them, and it took him about 6 months because they were pups, and once they got old, but he could send them goats out and them dogs. Just like don't stand in their way, let their instincts and keep it. It's pretty neat, I guess. But
That Lori, what's her name?
Laura
She has-
Schneeberger,
Steenberger. They had trouble with wolves, and she's got some of those
Turkish Kangal.
Turkish Kangles. They're huge dogs, and I don't think she has much trouble with wolves
Well,
anymore,
I
does she?
saw a video the other day where there was a wolf in amongst the cows and the calves. She was by herself, but she said she had help coming. I just interpreted that to mean somebody's coming from the house with a dog.
Oh, okay.
Because the wolves, when the Kangals get there, the wolves migrate away.
They just stay away from
They
it.
can tell.
Yeah.
they don't have to have any interaction. They just.
They know. Hey,
They're huge
whoops.
dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that lady was telling my old boss that she'll run 500 head of goats, and I could be getting the numbers wrong, but just to tell the story, 100 goats, she'll put 2 dogs with it, or something like that. But or 3 dogs, sorry. And what they'll do is like one will sit in the middle of them goats at night, and then them 2 will run a perimeter.
They'll monitor, yeah.
And then they'll switch, and some deal like that. But and all that is natural. Like she don't train that, and they'll sit there and run a perimeter all night, and then they'll swap and stuff like that. Pretty cool deal.
Watching working dogs of any branch of service is cool.
So
And livestock guardian dogs doing what they're intended to do is still cool.
they're
Not
innate. They're
not
innate,
even trained to do.
right.
They're just like bred. To
Yeah.
Just
Don't train them. Just put them out there.
It's like I was bred to eat Mexican food.
to eat
And I
Jack in
do
the Box
it.
tacos.
Oh, yeah.
So what's in your
Yeah.
pocket?
My pocket is
Yeah.
my belly.
No. The other pocket. Your little.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Benny carries.
Reese,
around.
Reese Shirt's wife came to my rescue, and she got me some chili piquin.
I was saying, are
And-
those chili beans?
Poutine, not.
Hey, Kelly has those at her
Poutine,
table,
right?
at her house. A thing of those jars. When you go to eat at her place, she has a jar of those. Just
Oh, yeah.
like like a thing of salt, you know.
Well, sure, yeah. You use them,
Benny-
you pop them for chasers.
Benny takes a pinch and
Yeah, there you
throughout
go.
the day.
Makes sense.
So everybody that finds out that I like hot peppers, I score.
Or maybe they just to keep your mouth shut.
No, because
Put
if
something
you
hot
eat
in there, make
enough,
him in pain, he won't talk.
no, it's not that way.
It's not. Ends up backfiring.
Oh, goodness.
So I'm really interested to find some follow up and what you learn about all of those letters and
Oh yeah.
the
So
ledgers. There's ledgers of some sort too.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I don't know, there's just a bunch of random, like I told you
Detailed
yesterday,
information.
right? But and about it was like I think it was a maybe early 20s pamphlet of caring for a newborn. And there's a whole bunch of them in there. And like I said yesterday, it's changed. I don't know if that would
It's different,
apply
huh?
today, but yeah, they've changed the standards and they've rewrote that pamphlet a couple times. So, but I'm gonna keep looking into it and get some time. The guy told me to go. That grandpa told me to go to the Williams house in Douglas. There's that old historic house in Douglas off 10th Street, I believe. That he said, yeah, I can go there and they will provide me with a lot of historical information on that stuff. I think it's the Washington House, or I don't know. I can't.
Well, you've got homework to do.
What's that?
You've got homework.
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty excited.
His words to us was, I'm a history nerd.
Yes. Yeah, kind of my thing. Kind of, and that's it. Like I was saying yesterday. You know, when I first started here, and I'd go out with Wyatt and all them guys, and we start working cattle, and I would see things, and I'd just, old houses, rundown houses, like, hey, what's that? And I just kind of get sidetracked.
Oh, yeah.
And they, are like, I don't know, it's. Or they
It's
know
an old
something about
house.
it, but then it's an old house. And they keep riding and like, can we look at it? Can we like? I want to see what's going on here.
So let me ask you this, Coy. How long have you been cowboying?
You had a history before cowboy.
Yeah. So 7 or 8 years, like, that's what I
So-
do for a living.
Okay, so you do that for a living, but people come in stereotypes.
Yeah.
All kinds of stereotypes. So Coy is not a stereotypical 28th generation.
No.
I was born under a cow shed kind of guy.
That is correct. Yes.
But here you are killing it. So what were
I-
your passions prior to this?
For years, I guess by trade, I was a heavy equipment mechanic. And then I built old Harleys and hot rods for a long time, or since I was a kid, or 15 or whatever. I started building hot rods and Harleys and old school bobbers, and did that welding, and then went to the heavy equipment, and then got tired, got burnt out on that, and always had, I grew up as a cowboy with my dad, more of a rodeo cowboy, I guess.
Introduced into the atmosphere.
Right. And then, really, when I was about 13 or 14, my good rope horse died. I mean, 12 or 13, somewhere in there. And my dad went and got another one, and it didn't fit. At the same time, some kids moved into the neighborhood that had dirt bikes and all that, and I saw them.
Oh, yeah.
And
Heard that. Brap.
Yeah. And the horse that he had got me, we didn't fit. So it was just kind of the way it worked. And I went off that way for a long time. My dad was kind of just pretty disappointed. But then kind of,
So one of the things that he pointed out to me, show him your arm and your hand. Because this was his,
yeah.
this leads to your hot rodding passion
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything else.
Rockabilly days.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And so,
Knew a bunch of guys that owned. I would tattoo shops and
Now you
ran-
find those cars out in the hills, and you would have took them and built hot rods
Well,
out of them.
and that's right through, and I'll find old Model T or whatever, our Model A out there.
Yeah,
and I'm
start
like,
thinking.
and poor things are too far gone. You're like, son of a gun.
They're never too far gone.
Yeah. There's still a good
You
cab.
make something out of it.
Right. Yeah.
Fender.
Some old running
Yeah.
boards and stuff that are probably worth something. Some old frames.
Exactly.
so for somebody out there that is dying to work cattle and be a cowboy, but they
Uh-oh.
don't have any.
You're in trouble again.
Oh, here's the roper girl.
Okay, go.
That's all right. You know you're live,
Here,
right?
come over here.
There's like 5,000
Come
people
over here and
watching
stand
you.
between
Yeah.
us.
Cameras.
Yeah.
And here's the guy. Give him the stare.
Yeah, when he missed, remember when he missed the goat and lost?
And
for
cost you that
Oh, there it
$5.
Gosh, yeah.
She cut me. Said no more.
That's it.
No more
No
roping
more
with this
no
guy.
more old guys, huh?
Oh, now you're shy and don't want to talk.
Yeah, what are you doing? Hey.
You want to tell us who you are? No?
Hey.
I know she can talk. I've heard her out there.
Yeah, that's it.
She.
Hey.
I tell you what, she can swing a rope now.
She can't swing a
Oh
rope.
yeah, she's a roper.
And when you get into the Brandon pen with her, she will tell you what you're not doing right, how to do it right. She will. She's
a woman.
That's the
yes.
that's
Well,
the woman
that's
coming
what
out in her.
the tapping blood
That's
runs.
the genetics. Runs
Yes,
deep.
the tapping. Yeah, and
you
you
go.
know so we had a guy. What the heck's his? Anyway, a guy that Tyler would always help. He's a farmer, but he's got some leased land and stuff and runs some cows. And Tyler asked, "Hey, could you come help us? Help work this
Is
guy's
it Ed?
cows?" No, David.
Okay, I just thought maybe
Man, anyways, yeah, that's fine. David Collins.
Okay.
So we went, and Hatley and Jessica, we went and we gathered all the cows, and we get to the pen, and he showed up there, and he brought lunch and everything, and we eat lunch, and we go into the Brandon pen, and we sort everything out, and we start branding. Well, I'm dragging calves, and they're start processing them, and David Collins is just standing there, right, just kind of watching, and Hatley's running the vax gun or doing something, and she's, as I'm dragging, Hatley looks over at him, and she's like, "Are you going to help at all?" They're your cows.
That sounds like my kids. man.
They're your calves or
Oh,
whatever.
boy.
And David's like, "Well, I just kind of stay out of the way."
How do you respond to that?
Yeah, and
How old is she?
8. And the
8
next
years
calf
of
that
just
the next
solid-
calf that got drug in, you saw David try to get in there and do something, like he got called out by the boss, like, better get to working. And he got in there and started helping him.
So, I was asking about somebody that they think they have this desire to get in and experience this stuff. Now, Caitlin told me that she was not exposed to any of this before she got around Tyler. So what about Jess,
Well,
your wife?
they had rode horses. You know, they rode horses all their lives and kind of.
But not the ranching.
No.
So how did you guys get started in this?
I got burnt out at heavy equipment mechanicing, right? And I had a friend that I went to high school with in Marana that started farming. So I was farming right there in the heart of Marana. And Jessica went to work for the sale barn, the livestock auction, and for Clay Parsons. And Hatley, you got to kind of.
No, it's all right.
No, that one's not in
Oh,
the way. It's this one over here.
And was working the sale barn, and then I would go help whenever I could. You know, didn't have a day or whatever, we weren't doing anything. And there's a ranch called the Bridleweight Ranch in Marana that was kind of I knew it in high school growing up, like it's a pretty nice place. It sold, and a guy had bought it, and Clay thought of me to, hey, like this guy's looking for somebody to run it. You need to go do that.
just like that.
So yeah, and just delve right
Fell
into
right
it.
into your lap.
Right, and yeah, thanks to Clay kind of thought, thanks for thinking of me.
Kenzie,
and
you're next.
I had actually
You're next.
was farming, but that just kind of run down.
I'm gonna catch you in a second.
And my buddy said, "Hey, I'll give you one of the service trucks from the farm." And I started my own welding business, but it was in the middle of July. So I'm like, "Oh, this kind of welding job in July kind of sucks." Bad idea.
We don't talk about welders around here.
Yeah. Like, this is not a. So, yeah, timing. It was just kind of timing. Fell into my lap. Worked out great, but I was lucky to have bosses growing up that it may not apply to ranching, but no matter what you do. I remember this boss I had when I first started at 18 at this heavy equipment shop, and we butted heads because I'm like, this old grumpy ass. I'm like, why is this guy an asshole all the time, right? And I just didn't understand what his point was. I remember sweeping and him telling me I was sweeping wrong, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
It didn't click. And about a year into that job, me and him got into a big blowout, and then it clicked, and we became really good friends, and he was kind of my mentor. So anyways, the biggest thing was no matter what I do, no matter if I don't know what I'm doing, just do the best I can. Try to learn as much as I can. But there is a this always sticks in my head. There's a right way to sweep and there's a wrong way to sweep. And people will hear that, and like my son, I have an older son growing up, who's growing up now, and he's like, "That's the dumbest
Sweeping
thing I've
is
ever
just
heard."
sweeping.
Yeah, sweeping is just sweeping. But it's the point of no matter what you do it to the best
To
of
the
your
best
ability.
of your ability.
Whether it's sweeping or whether it's working cows, whether it's fixing this or welding, you just got to do everything you can to do the best job you can. Don't and like I said, whether it's sweeping, you're like, it's just sweeping, but still treat that.
I think you raise your kid. A lot of people don't raise their kids like that. My daughter calls me and says, she's 5 foot. They hire her as a welder, not because she's a welder, because she's 5 foot.
Yeah,
She
but
can fit
I
in.
ate lunch with you and your daughter, and her 5 foot is exaggerated threefold. Because
Attitude's 15
well,
foot.
yeah, I mean she's not. It's not a bad attitude. She's just not intimidated.
No, I yell at her whole life. I tell her she's worthless her whole life. So she gets on a job, and they said,
You did not.
no, I do. I mean,
Yeah.
and what I say is worthless is someone else's super work hard.
Right.
So
Yeah. High
when
standards.
Exactly. So when I'm saying you're not doing enough, do more. Yeah. She's on a job. She calls me and says, I'm not doing nothing. I'm like, what they hire you to do? Weld in small spots. They got small spots? No. You're doing what you're supposed to do. So she just like, I'm just standing here. What do I do? I'm worthless. And you call me, and I'm like, I raised you here, but people aren't going to expect this.
Well, yeah, and you to send them out there. So when they do get out there, their idea of success or whatever is they've got a bar set high, and yeah, you can get out. They get out there and they're like, and when people see that, employers, and that's another thing is I don't care if you don't know what you're doing, but if you're there and you're trying to do whatever you can to do, like you're the first one there and the last one to leave. And you're doing like, you want me to sweep? I'll grab that broom and I'll sweep it.
Exactly.
I'll do whatever. They're gonna say that person may not have the knowledge, but they're gonna go farther than anybody that just shows up and thinks they know everything.
And they shouldn't have to just do something if there's nothing to do. Just grab the broom and sweep.
Yeah.
That's hard to teach people these days.
Yeah.
Just grab the broom and sweep. Don't wait for someone
Even
to
if there's
tell
no
you.
dirt there,
Do something.
Move
Effort.
the broom.
Effort is always this high to
it
me.
will be repaid higher than just somebody that thinks they're not doing it. It's like, well, that's not my job, so I'm not doing it. And then you sit down, and somebody's going to see that and be like, I don't really care for that. I don't want that. You don't, sir. That's not going to do me any good. Because then if something does come where when you do get slow, right? Because and I had that in the construction industry where stuff got slow. The ones that were, you'd say the fat, right, got cut.
Trimmed it fast.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And when you have value, no matter, and that's the thing. I can run a broom. Somebody else might not be able to. I can
Well, it's
run
the
that
fact
sucker.
that you picked
They'll
it up
find,
and did it.
Yeah, and they'll okay. This guy, he is a value because at all times he's doing something.
The other guy got on his phone or went
Yeah.
to the J. John for 3 hours hiding.
And I don't.
What a place to
J-John?
hide.
J. John.
Yeah, what are they called?
They call those a
Porta
plastic
potties?
toilet.
Oh, the outhouse.
Yeah.
I've
heard the J. John. I've heard it before.
Porta potty.
Yeah.
Porta
Porta
potty.
John.
I haven't heard J. John before.
Really?
Well, but you're
You're
been
just not that old.
sheltered, Brett.
That's New Mexico. Arizona.
I've
J.
heard
John.
it.
You haven't heard it either, Benny.
Brett's just too young. It's an old term. You haven't heard.
Oh, you're too
You
young.
got to learn how to go with the flow, Brett.
Yeah,
I
just
guess.
pretend.
I'm learning something.
You ready to come on? You sure? You stand there long enough, you're coming on.
Yeah.
We don't know who half these people are, but we'll get them on.
They got a story.
Conversate with somebody.
Everybody's got a story.
Oh,
That's
wait.
what I got
Right.
told. A very famous YouTuber told me everybody's got a story.
I noticed Miss Kinsey's down there now, Glenn, and she walked through right here, but when I said she had to come on, I didn't see her walk through here. I think she went around.
But she made it back that
She
way
did
somehow.
make it back
She
that way.
avoided us.
She did. Got to find Warner. He walked by.
There's a good chance that Warner went back to the house to do chores.
He
I don't
said
know.
he was going to come back over here.
Yeah,
He
but
did say that he already did. And he
No,
did my chores
he's all
too.
dressed up.
he did your chores
That's what
too.
he said.
He's
No.
a swell guy.
Well, if I get back there, they're not done.
He's in trouble.
I'm gonna
We're
have.
going to have a talk.
You're going to
with
send
him.
that little gal after him. Is what
Yeah,
you're
well,
gonna do.
and that's it. we had a guy come, Wiley Sellers, come and did a fence job up up north of us, like past the Taylor place or kind of by the Taylor place. And he stayed in the bunkhouse there at the house, and he gave him a key. Well, he forgot when he left. He took the key with him. And I'll be damned if Hatley Joe didn't, like, every time we would see him at his wedding, he was getting married, and Hatley is asking him about the key. Do you have the key? Where's the key?
Oh my gosh. So how are you going to even possibly have a son-in-law?
Oh, I'm not worried at all. Yeah, that's good luck to him or whoever. Like, that is,
She's yours.
and I don't have
She's
to
yours.
worry.
There's no bringing her back.
No, yeah,
no
you-
returns.
No
And
returns.
the greatest thing of this is and this is only from watching from afar, is watching her and when we go to these junior rodeos or whatever they're doing that Hatley's got to do something and Jessica's got to be there for it to do it, like competitive or whatever. Watching those two go at it and watching Jessica get so frustrated and then watching Hatley get frustrated, but watching two of the same, like putting two magnets together, right? And Jessica getting so mad and like just not understanding. I'm like, do you not realize that is you? That's you. 100. Like, there is no difference. That is you, and I love it. I just sit back there and laugh because watching them two.
I don't think that's making points.
No, but it's fun.
But every now and then you got to live on the edge.
right? Yeah. Oh yeah. I love it.
That's true. So the night that we were at, the day we were at Clump's down at the Rock House, the Taylor place, and the video that was released, and the night that all of the family and the relatives and the kids came, and Brett and I just sat back and watched the fun, and it was relaxing and regenerating and rejuvenating for us. Coy wasn't there, but his wife and kids were.
That's right. That's where I seen.
That's where Jess
I
came
keep seeing
in.
people I recognize, and I can't remember where I seen them at.
Yeah, it was that night.
Yeah.
Jess came and brought the kids.
Yeah.
And you were making a bobber or something. I don't know what you were doing.
Well, I was just
Making a bobber.
enjoying.
Well, yeah,
peace and quiet.
that's a bobber is a Sportster Harley with a
yeah,
special.
okay, yeah,
Bob.
yeah.
Bobber.
And I'm learning all kinds
Bobber.
of terms tonight.
Yeah.
You got to expose yourself to
well,
cowboys.
we're in the cattle.
Cowboys with
We're
a bobber?
ranching. You said bobber, and
We're
I'm
all
like,
over the place. And
I
I
don't
do
know,
have a pond.
bobber.
I do have a pond with bass, and I fit. So
that's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, where's that at?
The next interview
right at the house.
will be at the Peterson
and
Ranch.
we can be
Hey.
fishing.
I tell you what, me and Tyler one night, we had. I enjoy me ice cold Coors Light. I love it, especially after a long day working calves. So delicious. Tyler doesn't, obviously doesn't drink very much, but he. So we.
You don't need to drink very much.
Boy, I can't even imagine.
Oh, boy.
So we were gonna catch the bass, and I'm not much of a. I don't really like fish very much, but we were gonna catch bass and bullfrogs and fry up bullfrog legs and fry up some
Frog
of
legs
that
are
bass.
great.
Oh, I'll choose frog legs over chicken wings any day of the
Oh
week.
yeah.
So we had this scheme or this plan that we're going to catch all this stuff and just, enjoy it, cut it up and eat it and fry it and do all that. So it come time we caught a bunch of bass and we had to go gig the frogs. Tyler had like 2 beers.
Oh.
And that was it. Hey, watching
Wound
him,
up.
Yeah, let's just say he was in charge of gigging the frogs. We didn't eat very many frog legs.
His aim was off.
Yeah, a little bit. So we and Jessica was making fun of us because I think we got 2 good-sized bullfrogs and like a little baby one. So we was slim pickings for the frog legs.
Yeah.
But
Me and my
Where's Tyler? We need to get Tyler on.
Me and my brother-in-law used to go down the river. He had a flat-bottom boat with one of those rice. Like it had the long stem on it with the propeller on the end, where you
Yeah.
could go in real shallow water. We had spotlights rigged up on it. We used to go up and down the river.
It's supposed to be plugged in.
And yeah, it is tearing stuff up. I can't have nothing nice around here.
Put me right here.
And
Can they still hear us?
I mean, we got everything's working. I think
man.
everybody.
I don't know.
Anyway, we used to get
Edit.
lots of frogs. We'd spotlight them, and go in there and gig them.
did you have the gig?
We had the
whatever?
gigs, yeah. Now my dad used to say that they used to take a long bamboo pole, and with a string and a hook with a piece of red cloth on that hook, and they could light it, and they would swing it in front of the frog, and he'd go and grab it and pull it in, and they catch them that way. Now I never did it that way, but But we caught so many going up and down that river. I mean, we fill up buckets.
We just got a net too, and then they'd sit along that bank, and you just kind of creep up and get the spotlight on them, and just catch them with a net, and then put them in. But man, it was that pond, and that pond is full of largemouth bass. I'm pretty sure, pretty big, and man, that was some of the best eating.
We had a pair of shears, and we would pull them in, just cut their legs off.
Turn them back so they could regrow.
It's so
You
fun.
replanted your frogs.
It's so fun
Replant.
It was so fun depantsing them. Like when you take a pair of pliers, you just take their pants off.
Hey, this is a family show.
Well, and I couldn't tell you if they're male or female. I don't know. But
How do you sex a frog?
I don't know.
Does a frog have
In
a
private?
little willy?
Maybe in
I've never seen one. Yeah, I had
I wouldn't do it in
first. You
public.
got to ask it, but
Got to be consensual.
yeah. I don't know. I've never,
Who cares? You're eating it. Whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe they're just gender neutral.
and then, they're whatever. Depends on the day. I watched a guy, and he'll cook the whole dang thing. He'll peel the skin off the whole dang thing and cook it.
and then just pick the meat off?
Yeah.
I never.
I don't know. We just did the
Legs. That's all we did.
The funny thing is if somebody can get over, like when them frog legs are kind of a clear.
We just lost him.
Clear. They're almost lighter than chicken.
He just moved away from the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. And then the green the green veins, in there. If somebody kind of looks at it, kind of might a little off-putting, but that stuff is
Off-putting.
delicious.
Hey, I've never heard that term.
I've never heard off-putting.
Off-putting.
Well, I have.
Pudding.
Oh, here we go.
Look, you jumped in on the bandwagon.
I have heard off-putting.
Yeah.
I think
But-
it's a term my
but you don't
my
know
wife
what-
uses about me.
Yeah. He's familiar with the term. Very familiar.
Oh yeah. Well, man, what are they doing out there now? Oh, are they having
They're
a bull
starting
ride?
the bull riding. Yeah.
They starting the bull riding?
Let's just move this whole setup out there so these people
carry
can
it
watch
out
the
there.
bull ride.
In the middle of the ring.
Right in the middle of the ring.
Oh, yeah.
First person.
Yeah, I've
or
seen
last
those
person.
videos
See who can
where
hang.
everybody's sitting at the table.
Maybe we just go live on the phone and go out there and just go live and show the bull riding.
I don't know, but we're not going to have anybody else come by. Bull riding's going on.
You know.
I'm all you got. all you got. Take
I was
it or
hoping
leave
to
it.
get Warner over here.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
out
I think
there.
they all took out to
Yeah, it's time for the bull riding, so that's that.
Should we? You want to pause it and then come back later and have everybody? We got 42 people in here watching us.
Ask them, what do they want?
Okay,
Does it tell you where they're all
Timothy
from?
DeBoer,
or
you
does
guys
it-
are sounding great. What a personality Benny is. Oh man!
Damn it, here we go again.
Timothy,
hogging all the fame or the.
Yeah.
Timothy, he's gonna. His head's gonna.
Here,
get so
I'm going to have
big.
to
Let's
adjust my
Yeah.
Let's
headphones.
just call it Interviews, Tells, and Benny.
We're gonna have to cut. Interview
So-
stories and Benny.
So just in case,
We're gonna
in
change
case
the
I
name.
disappear, guys, send help because I can see mutiny coming about.
If he's not, if you don't find him in the Jack in the
Was
Box
this-
parking lot, he's lost.
We'll just have to say, well, Benny's not here anymore.
Yeah. He just disappeared. He must have went to Mexico.
You know what? I've got to go find the clumps. I need help.
Yeah.
There's a bull riding going on.
There's a bull. We got 49
got
people
quite-
in here. Res Hounds, go enjoy the show and come back with Warner. Warner
He was supposed
walked
to
by.
come back, but I bet you he got
He's out
snagged
there.
up.
Yeah, he's
He's snagged up.
Calvin. We'll do what we can.
Yeah, we're gonna have him.
You guys, you might just have to wait. How long did that bull riding last? How long they got going? How many?
Past my bedtime.
It's a good question.
You're
Yeah.
staying up late tonight. We haven't even ate dinner yet.
Hey, it's too late for dinner.
Never
Past
too
it.
late for dinner.
Past that point.
Yeah, see?
You can't,
If you don't have any fresh frog legs tonight,
Oh,
Don't take Tyler.
yeah, you'll starve. As long as he hadn't had 2 beers, you'll be in good
Any of you
shape.
guys riding tonight? Any of the?
No.
oh no.
You guys want to work tomorrow or?
Yeah, I haven't drank enough beers.
I don't know what organization this is, but it's some kind of professional bull riding.
Yeah,
So this isn't for
Who
all of
brought in
us.
the bulls? They
This
said-
is because they do a pretty big bull riding in Tombstone at the Shootout Arena. That's kind of a big kind of a big thing, right? It's garnered a pretty big crowd, and I think they just pulled that from there. That's who does the shootout arena bull riding. Mm-hmm. They're the ones that are putting it on.
You guys hang in there. There's Tyler. I'm going to go roping.
Go get him. Get him, Benny.
Go bring him over here.
Get him. Oh, over there. Good, we got rid of him. If we can get
Let's
someone else
move. Let's move so he can't find us.
to go around the corner where he
Yeah.
can't find us.
Now's a good time for me. I keep thinking I should be able to crop this screen and get 2 cameras in here, or maybe I can move. I just feel like I'm
Not even part of your show.
I'm not even on the show, man. I don't think anybody's been missing me though.
Benny won't shut up long enough. So
Benny is the show.
he is his show, the Benny Show.
Yeah. Well,
Late night with Benny.
Late night. You start taking calls.
Late night with Benny. We'll send us a message and we'll put him on.
How long has this thing been? How long have you been doing this?
I don't know,
Has
Chris.
it been
How
a
long?
year? I don't think it's been a year.
don't know.
Go back to your.
You do it
first
every
live.
day or every other day, or
Every Monday, actually.
Every
This
Monday.
is kind of a special event for
We
Saturday.
decided. How did we even decide to do this?
So
It
we
was
used
Benny.
to. Benny just was a guest, and then we brought him back on, and then he just, Benny.
didn't leave.
There you go.
He
Benny.
He just kept showing up. He'd call me in the morning and say, "Are we going on tonight?" I say, "Yeah, Benny. I'll send you a link. You
Yep.
can come
Be
on."
patient.
We just did YouTube stuff. It's private. Us and a bunch of YouTubers got together, told each other we suck, whatever the deal, and then we.
One night I said, "Hey guys, we might as well just go live. All I got to do is push this button on this thing,
He pushed
and
the
we're
button.
live." And we
There you
did.
go.
We pushed the button and we went live. And then we started having fun. We have brought different guests in. We brought Jeff Allen and Calvin Red House,
Mike Leonard.
Mike Leonard, different guys come on, and
And
we don't have any,
We get a
agenda.
vet tech on to answer some questions about dogs.
We try to keep it about dogs, but we'll talk about anything.
Yeah.
Right.
As you can see, we just
Yeah.
We talked about aliens, and we talked about Bigfoot.
Oh.
We talked about Bigfoot.
Tyler already looks like it's going to be trouble.
Oh my gosh, you guys,
We're sorry.
We're
right?
sorry. We're sorry. Before,
I'm gonna go to the bar.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm
Thanks
getting
for the
thirsty.
betrayal.
I'm gonna go get a.
He's going.
he's run low. Sit down, Tyler.
No,
Yeah.
we're on live. Nope, come on
there-
over. You're
yeah.
taking his spot.
We got 5,000 people in here.
Don't tell him that. Uh-oh.
I
don't know what
sore
happened.
from goat roping?
Yeah.
At least you didn't fall down.
Hey, you're gonna have to do a video of you roping
I
those
took
goats.
a video
Did
of
you?
that, him falling down. I did get that.
I was sorry. I was terrible.
So,
My horse wouldn't run.
so this young man is Tyler Clump. He's the third in line of the 6 boys of John's, right?
Yep.
Is that accurate?
Yep,
Third
that's right.
clump.
And
Third son. Yep.
he's the one that we don't like to talk about. Was top hand?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, top hand and ranch rodeo. And anyways, I didn't do well today. We had a ranch rodeo today. We're probably talking about it already.
We absolutely have not said a word.
No.
We're letting you tell your
Oh,
story.
Well, we're at a ranch rodeo right now, and it was really nice for Benny and Brett to come down and be here with us and watch it for us and support us, and that was really cool. And Brett got to rope a little bit of goats after a long time. I really enjoyed watching him.
I wouldn't
Brett,
call what I did.
I can, but I can
He
see
chased some goats.
he chased them, but I can see that. I could see the inner great roper right there.
Do you know what was bad?
I could see it in his bones.
Do you know what was bad? Is we were on foot. It was $5 entry fees, and I got nervous as a cat. I've backed in the box and roped for $20,000 before, and I wasn't as nervous as I was when I was roping for that little girl.
Well, yeah, it was because of his niece.
She's a mean one.
Oh,
Yeah, because his wife and Coy's wife are sisters, so that makes that little mean girl put the pressure on you and made you choke and made you do that fake fall. So you could throw the rope
I had
in.
to have an excuse.
And then gave you stank eye.
And she-
Did she? Oh yeah, yeah. She does not like to lose,
no,
but none of us do.
no,
That's for sure, right? Even
Yeah.
after all those years, you can
What do
sit
they
back
say?
and say, "Oh, I haven't picked up rope in 5 years," but there's a competitive spirit that.
it hurt me not to rope as bad as I did. Even though the goat. That's.
Are you gonna go home and?
He is going to take some of your goats home with him so that Caitlin feels good about unloading some goats, and you can help Brett practice for the next goat rope.
Next year, I'm going to come back with a ranch rodeo team.
Oh man.
And
Talk
your kids make me go home and kick my kids harder.
Oh.
'Cause they're
Tell us
tougher
the
than my
story
kids.
about Olivia and the.
So the other night I was bored here. I got here Thursday afternoon or Thursday around noon, and I forgot that I had to go to Bisbee, so I just was kicking around, and I said, hey, you know what, I'm going to run over to Tyler's house. And so I get there, and they don't know who I am because they haven't ever seen that pickup, and luckily they let me stay for a little while. And so it's Caitlin has been out all day,
And Caitlin is
his wife,
Yeah.
and she's been out horseback
gathering.
trying to gather goats off the mountain. And there was a video on Facebook, and I told her, I said, it kind of looked like you were herding feral cats. And she said, feral cats was the nicest thought I had today. And Caitlin's low-key. She's an easygoing kind of gal,
Real docile.
at least to those that are not married to her.
Oh yeah.
And so
Tyler's all over the place.
Yeah.
And then here's your wife just kind of walks in, real docile.
And
just
so
calm.
then I pointed out that, and she said, now the goats are for sale.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell Tyler, but they're going because I've had enough of this. And so anyway, Tyler and I were out there at the goats, and it's dark. It just got dark, and he says, you know, I'm missing some goats. I'm missing this. I'm missing that. They're out there. I can't get them. And I said, hey, there's a goat kid crying right over there. He says, that is a goat kid. So Olivia,
How old is Olivia?
4.
4 years old. Yeah.
I'm going to
She's-
kick my kids twice now.
So he says, Olivia,
Twice now.
get up here on the horse and go up that canyon and go find that goat. And she says, Dad, it's dark. He says, you just follow the goat sound, but there's rattlesnakes. The rattlesnake can't reach you on the horse. Olivia, go over there. You can hear the goat crying. Go over there. And so here's this 4-year-old that strikes out in the dark, horseback. And there's illegal Mexicans in the country. There's border patrols running up and down
It's
the
not
world
just
looking
Mexicans
at
that
it.
are illegal.
Well, I'm legal.
There's probably even
Chinese,
Chinese
and
and
there's
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
crossing,
Oh,
isn't
okay.
there?
Hey,
There you
don't
go.
point out.
Whatever. They're all coming from right there.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
the
They're
fence
coming
is
from Mexico.
the fence is
yeah.
only
That's the
a
head
mile
man.
from your house.
Right.
And so here goes little Olivia, 4 years old, looking for the goats.
Yeah, I really do try to. I don't know why I got so lucky and had my little girl so handy like that loves to ride, but I really got lucky, and I want to cultivate that and make her brave instead of afraid.
Oh, she's brave. You could just see the look in her eyes.
She's a good girl.
Especially when she looks at
She's
him.
a lot of fun.
When she looks at
So
him,
today,
she's gonna fight.
so
Yeah.
today I'm looking at her and she looks at me, and we're staring at each other, and then I go, and she just looks at me.
She does the same thing.
No, she gave it to me 3 over.
Oh yeah.
She's like, I got you, Benny.
Yeah, she's pretty special.
I text my wife. I said, man, I'm a horrible parent. I said, I thought I'd take my kids anywhere. I got rowdy kids.
Your mic's stuck in
Can
your
you hear me
beard.
now? I don't know. I said,
You either need to trim your beard
no,
or
I'm
your
not
mic
trimming my
one.
beard. I turned down jobs so I could have my beard.
And
I said-
whole job's
I said, I
got.
thought I could take my kid to any town and fight kids their age. Not here.
Not Douglas Town.
No, not around the clumps. No. I'm going to have to MMA train him up now.
No, that's you guys just bragging me up for some reason, but no.
Your wife paid us.
Oh yeah, no, she's pretty good to me. But no, you guys, it's good to see everybody here, and it was good that you all came down. It was really fun I don't know. I wanted to perform well, Brett. I really wanted to do a good job in my ranch rodeo, first of all. Then I wanted to go and do good goat roping, but it just wasn't in the cards today. Have you ever had those days where
man.
you're just not? And it's weird.
You seen him fall down.
I saw you fall, yes, but I'm asking Brett if he during
Was it
your
real?
Well, during your highlights, did
And
you ever?
Not only that, it hurt.
Oh yeah, that was real.
I don't like the way you laugh so hard when I say it hurts.
But it was elegant fall. It was a very elegant fall.
Yeah, it was. You were good.
I've seen some of your antics when you fall.
When that rank buckskin horse threw me off on the mountain.
Listen to the story.
Yeah.
When she bucking so hard, I was seeing the top of the trees. And I rode her all the way down the mountain, and finally she stumbled and
Without
threw
a
me
saddle.
off.
Without a saddle, because its saddle had already moved forward.
You heard about that. And
I did,
and
yeah.
he was doing cartwheels and back handsprings and trying to show off. And then when he finally skidded to a stop right there beside my horse, his boot was laying over there. And I've never seen anybody perform to that level but Brett Vaughn.
Almost killed me. It almost killed me.
And I almost died because I was having a hard time breathing. I was laughing so hard. I couldn't fill my lungs with oxygen.
It's not very nice.
Well, but
Benny.
after,
No.
after
the
he's
way he
alive,
is.
He's not a nice guy, is he?
You really did laugh.
I laughed hard.
Hey, Brett's older.
No, I'm
That could've been
older.
a nasty fall.
I'm older.
Okay. Well,
So,
that's hardcore, man. If I fall like that, I expect you to be like.
I run.
Tyler, you're different. And I'll say, my son, are you okay? And you'll brush it off, and I'll say, that was damn good.
Well, that's good. That's a good way to be.
Now, see, your brother, he took a bad crack today.
Yeah.
And got whiplash. He landed on the.
I didn't see it,
I think
but-
the
horse stumble over the steer?
No, I think the steer. There was some kind of mix-up, and I think the steer actually jerked the horse backwards, and the horse didn't land on Riley. But when Riley came off, the horse was going over. It looked like backwards, and Riley came off, and when he hit on his back, his head was the last thing, so it whiplashed, smashed his head into the dirt.
So he kind of fell from the height of the horse's
Yes.
steep spot. Where in the incline, it fell down.
So he had that,
Smacked
and
down.
Riley's not a pipsqueak. So he had a little bit of momentum built into this deal. And then he thinks, he laid there like, I thought, well.
He was stunned. I mean,
Yeah.
it stunned him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was damn sure.
And then he got
Hurt.
Dad, John, to
Yep.
come relieve him because he was swimming around. And see, I haven't laughed. Now, in 2 weeks when I know Riley's good, I'm going to say, damn, that was a good wreck.
Yeah, it was a good ranch.
Not
rodeo.
good enough to get a reward for.
No.
Well,
Heidi got that award.
What happened?
Oh,
what
Riley
hap-
got one.
What happened
Riley
today?
did?
That you say you didn't do any good today. What happened?
At the end of the day, ranching is not so much about roping, but ranch rodeos have become
About roping.
about roping. You saw reverse team roping, you saw stray gathering, you saw a lot of things that just.
When you say reverse team roping,
Well, they let out they're roped out roping steers pretty much, but they're real fresh. They're not fresh, but they're really heavy steers, and they let them out from the box, 2 of them. We start at the other end, we run to them, you rope them, head and heel them, and that's it. Basically, the time stops when both guys are tight.
It's like your pasture roping.
Kind of like a pasture open,
Yeah.
but it's not in the pasture, and we're in
And,
the
and
arena.
some of these steers
and
are
you get
actually
5 seconds
bulls.
if you miss a leg, huh?
Some of these steers are actually bulls, and they pack a little bit of weight.
They're thick.
Yeah, they're heavier, whatever, but it's a lot of roping. If you don't around the horns and 2 feet, it still wins most ropings, and it still wins most ranch rodeos.
The catch rule is still in effect.
Yep, and I think it will be for a long time. So,
There was a pretty nice looking Corriente bull in that bunch out there.
well, yeah.
What would you change about that ranch? Like a ranch
Well,
rodeo? What would you have in a ranch rodeo?
When I was
that
growing up, my dad did it, and I was a little kid, and Ace Peterson won today, and he was my dad's old partner, and they did it a lot. And they went to a lot of pretty high-level ranch rodeos, and there used to be a sorting before any roping took place. Like if you were gonna do, a reverse team roping, why don't you say, okay, sort out your steers, then go ahead and heel them, And
Yeah.
everything started from the sort. Because the sort's where you separate like a horse that's just a rope horse from a horse that watches a cow and knows
Good
how to.
cut, a semi-good cutting
A
horse.
semi-good, and it doesn't have to be a great cutting horse, but it has to be like a little bit.
Something that'll get down and handle and work
Yeah,
and keep a cow.
that watches
Yeah.
a cow. Not some of these rope horses out here
I
are
s-
pure rope horses.
Out
and
of the
some-
box straight.
out of the box straight runners, and these events are designed more for those guys. But this was a little bit of an interesting one, just because normally the cattle are like light roping steers, and these were heavy, roped out roping steers with a lot of fire.
There were some fast.
There were some fast ones. I was amazed at them because
that little red and white one. That was a fast.
They were
ran
pretty dang.
Right on that fence too.
They were good cattle for a ranch rodeo. They were great. So yeah, that's the thing I would change. Like make it be more about the horses and kind of because I've known a lot of great cowboys that can read cattle and do a lot of things on the ground and get cattle loaded and do stuff real beautiful. Like it's kind of beautiful to watch them
poetic.
Work. It's poetic. It's beautiful to watch. But when you're just going it just turns into a bunch of Indians chasing a buffalo, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not as fun for me. But, I mean, obviously the guys that won it, it's more poetic when they move and their horses are kind of clued in and
when everything's right. I mean,
when it's right.
I mean,
I'm not taking anything away from team ropers because I think it's beautiful to watch those heel horses and those head horses work.
Yeah.
And it is beautiful, but they're taking an arena setting like that and then putting 4 guys on one cow. It just doesn't look good.
Still, the guy who has the good horse and the horse that'll run down there and bend his ears and look at a cow, he's still going to have an advantage.
Right.
I mean, because I've seen some that.
And a lot of these guys, like Ace Peterson, my cousins and stuff, they do both. They ranch every day and they rope a lot. And they buy the best horses or they raise the best horses and break them. It's a constant, for them, it's a constant search for the better horse. And
are you seeing more horses being raised or more horses being bought these days?
Yeah,
because I hit some of these auctions.
No doubt it's being bought.
There's a lot
now.
of bought horses.
When I was growing up, you didn't buy horses.
You made a horse.
You did not buy horses. And I still don't buy horses, but I've actually never bought a horse. Maybe.
People buy horses from you.
Yeah, they buy them from me.
I'm one standing in line.
Yeah.
No, because you guys raise good horses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have brood mares from the Navajo Reservation.
Yep.
And they're a smaller horse, but they're a gentle horse.
Horses.
They're a gentle-eyed mare.
Yep.
And then you get a good stud, and you put them on there, and you turn out good horses that aren't trying to kill you.
Good meaning cow, some speed,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're also a gentle, very systematic, thoughtful horse.
The
to
Navajo
get through
Res horse?
Exactly.
Oh, I have some, and I used to breed it to a Persian Mustang.
Oh, that would be cool.
We wouldn't, it's very minimal having to correct anything. They just get on them. And I'd let them go for 2 years, bring them back in, cut them, and when they were cut, we would start working with them, putting saddles on when they couldn't do nothing.
Right.
My son, a week later, took off, and I said, "Hey, where you guys at?" And he's like, "I'm over here." I'm like, "It's like 10 miles away."
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not even a broke horse. And he said, "It's broke now."
Right.
I mean, I love Navajo Res horses.
Yeah.
Love them to death. Love
Well,
them.
they've used horses a long time there, and they have quite a bit of good breeding that comes. It may get kind of diluted because I don't know what happens. They'll go through a system of ranches where they take really good care of their breeding programs, and then some of those horses kind of escape their little breeding programs and go out and procreate. But it's all back to cow horses in general. Like it goes back to a lot of cow horse, and I don't know. We just like them. They're tough, hardy.
Big
they
boned,
get around
huh?
big. They're big boned,
Tough. They are tough. I love
big boned, and smart. Damn smart. Sometimes too smart, and then they're just real trainable. Good horses.
Easily trainable.
Easily trainable.
Love them.
And good horses.
Every foal we got out of that Mustang, gentle.
Yep.
They would just let you saddle them,
Yep.
let you ride them, no buck to them, and they would just go. Go, 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 go.
Yep.
Some of those mares you put with your jack too, right?
Yep.
You got a
Racing
jack?
mules. Yep. Got a jack.
Big Jack?
It's a mammoth jack, but he's not a large mammoth.
He's not a real huge jack,
Not a real huge
my,
jack, but
my,
he's
my Mustang's.
but he's not a small.
my
He's
mule.
not a small jack. He's halfway up the. I would say he's halfway up the scale between some of the big jacks
Yeah.
and just a regular donkey.
Yeah, I don't really like a great big mule. I'm not looking for that.
Mine's
I'm
not
looking
even
for
14.
Yep.
And she goes.
Yep. That's what I like. Smaller,
I
more
do.
agile.
Brett, you've seen the
better.
jack.
Yeah, the one out there.
He lives down there at the
Rock
Taylor
House.
place.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my jack. He's in. He's off on the
Yeah,
break
he-
right now. I got
he-
a few mares with him.
He'd come and talk to us
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, I like that. I like him. I've messed with his mind a little bit because I had him. I hadn't messed with him hardly at all, and I was like, I need to get my jack off the horses. So I rode up there to the mare herd, and I said, I'll just go ahead and, if he's a good jack, then I'll be able to rope him and teach him to lead relatively soon. Like, I can teach a horse to lead from my horse pretty quick, and I'll just be able to lead him off the mountain. It's like 3 miles back in there. So I said, I'll just go up there and rope him and teach him to lead and get him out of there.
He's pretty wild then.
Yeah, he hadn't been touched.
Gotcha.
The guy
How
who
old
got
is
him, he might be 6 now,
Okay.
probably 6. But
Well, he's not that same Jack that. Go ahead and
Yes,
finish
he
your
is.
story. No, I mean
Oh.
with that mentality.
Oh,
You gentled him down.
I had never touched the jack. I had never touched him, and it was my first time touching him. I just knew that the guy I bought him from had bred him some mares. I knew what mules he had.
Gotcha.
And so I was happy with his mules. And the mules were really good, and I liked them. Anyways, I wanted to get my jack off. I didn't want to bring my whole mare herd off.
You wanted what?
He said it. This is twice he said it. I
wanted to get
laughed
my-
the first time.
I wanted to get my jack off the mountain. I'm sorry. Is that what you kept laughing
No,
at?
I did. I giggled.
Oh,
You got to watch these
You
guys.
said I had to get my jack off the horse or something. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to let it go.
No,
Yeah.
Don't.
I couldn't let it go.
I had to
But
get
that
my,
time he got.
I had to get my jack off the mountain.
Yeah, you had that. You better had that mountain.
The mountain. So got my jack off the mountain, and anyways, I roped him, and in about 10 minutes, I had him leading just like a real good horse. So I liked it. And then I started kind of messing with him, and I rode him a little bit too. And
Smart.
Yeah, smart.
And today he's a gentle Jack.
Today he's gentle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
he's
what
gentle.
I was getting to.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah, he's gentle today. So
What about dogs?
I was raised on a quarter horse ranch, since we're talking about horses. We had over 40 head of brood mares. We had old-fashioned stallion. One is a King Leo bred stallion.
Oh, King Leo,
And then
yeah.
we had an own son of Mr. Sanpepe.
Yep,
It was more of a cut. My dad rode cutting horses. He was the president of the New Mexico Cutting Horse Association.
gosh,
So
dang. You've done so much in your life.
that's all I
did.
did.
Oh, you grew up
and
and that's
worked.
what you did.
That's
Oh.
what I did. And I hunted lions a little bit, and I roped. That's it. I worked a little bit, but just a little bit. And
You
I wasn't
worked a lot.
And I wasn't very good at it.
not very good at working.
No.
He's not very good at retiring either.
Well, that's true. You work more now than when you had a job.
Well, I get kind of fascinated with this. I want to promote
Right.
a certain kind of lifestyle.
And this is it.
And you're it.
Well, that's cool. Thank you. I like my life. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about dogs.
Yeah.
Now-
we can talk
Why
about
not tell us about your dogs? Jeez.
I have the best dogs that I've had in my lifetime, and I'm very proud to say that.
What besides catching, what makes them so good? What do you like about them the most?
Okay. I know that there's dogs out there that you've probably had and I've probably seen that are pure broke dogs. And they come around a few times, and I've seen some that are pure broke. They will not touch anything but a line track. But I haven't had that. For whatever reason, my breeding have been on the trashier side because we've bred our own dogs. I mostly hunted my own dogs all my life. And there's always something like my dogs like to run a bobcat, or they'll like to run a bear, or they'll like to run something that's not just pure lions. And I don't know. I always felt like I spent sometimes running the wrong things, and I felt like I spent a lot of time kind of – I had to learn my dogs, and I had to learn, like, hey, we're screwing around on something that ain't lions now. And so now I got my dogs. I can go out anytime I want. I know when I'm on a line. I know when I'm not. That comes from me a little bit learning it, but
You think that's you?
I think
that's the progression that you've made.
oh, I hadn't thought about that. I've been hunting since I was 15, and I'm 29 now. But I think it might just be that I've made the progression. I might be a better houndsman.
Pay attention.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I might know my dogs better, but
You
I'm
say,
probably
yeah,
a
you know, that
better
dog's
houndsman.
not on that line.
Right.
They're,
But I know for a fact that my breeding's changed. a
They're
little bit.
lollygagging.
Right. Yeah, they're lolly ass gagginers.
So you've learned how to learn your dogs.
I've learned how to love my dogs, and I honestly think my breeding's changed a little bit. I've gotten a little bit more out of the
Your focus has changed.
my focus. Yeah.
What you're
What I
breeding,
want.
what did you change in your breeding?
I was looking. I felt like I grew up with smaller frame dogs that were actually physically smaller. They were slower trailing. They were cold trailing, cold nosed dogs, and I stumbled on to a guy named Curly Norris, and he's in Cliff, New Mexico. Yeah. And anyways, he was pretty much a fan of my dad's for a really long time. He kept my dad's dogs alive and the breeding going. And he said, John, I got these 6 puppies, and I'm really excited about them. This was about 3 years ago. He said, I'm really excited about it. I really want you to come get them. They're a year old. They've been turned out running around on the ranch just hunting stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, I watch them. Sometimes I go outside and I just watch them trail, and they're just wonderful dogs. And they catch all kinds of stuff. And Dad's like, okay. And I went over there and I looked at him at my dad's house, and I saw one dog that was, really tall, big dog. It's Lila's sister, or Lila's brother. His name's Curly. And I said, that's a good-looking dog, but he was bigger than I like. And growing up, you think, oh, I don't like so many big dogs, or you always hear bad stories about big dogs. They break down early, or they don't last as long, or their feet get sore faster, or whatever. But I got that dog, and then I found out that my dogs all my life had been trailing slower than I thought they should have been. And this dog just pushes the track, goes faster. So anyways.
Do you attribute that to being a bigger dog?
I don't know. It's not that he's a bigger dog. He just wants to move faster. Like he'll hit a track and move, and he might go 100 yards, hit it up again, or he might go 200 yards and hit it in the canyon. He's not the same kind of dog, Brett. He doesn't like to trail track for track.
Won't be on camera over here. I'm not on camera.
You know what I mean?
So you think it's more mental of the dog, not physical?
It's absolutely mental. The dog has the capability of putting his nose down and trailing it track for track. But for whatever reason, this dog's so smart, the other dogs will be having a hard time in a situation where they can't smell it, and he'll go 200-300 yards, 400 yards, wherever, find a canyon where he can smell it, and open it up there, and it sometimes doesn't work.
So he'll go look for it somewhere.
He'll go find it. Like if I was a dog in a human body and a mind, or if I was a human-minded person in a dog's body, I would do exactly what this dog does. Like I see a cliff that none of the other dogs are going to get around. They sit there and ball up on and bark on it for too long. They waste their time. They sit there and they kind of go back and forth. And this dog will just say, okay, I'm going to go down here.
It's not there. I'm going to go over here.
I'm going to just go down this little bank, this stupid little thing that these dumb dogs that they can get off of. I'm just going to go down below it, and I'm going to go over here and start the track. And 9 times out of 10, he has got it. So that's what changed my dog. Once I found that dog, I guess one dog came into my life and changed my life. So I started getting my breeding around that dog. And since then, I've been super happy. All my dogs, they've changed the game. They're moving tracks faster than I've ever seen any other dogs move tracks.
He should read Ed Vance's book.
Have you read Trained by a Hound?
Trained by what?
By a hound dog.
Trained by a Hound. It's a pretty good book by Ed Vance.
No.
Basically, you don't train the dogs train you.
Right.
Well, you learn.
Yeah, no, I damn sure. Yeah.
Which you just experienced.
Because
you were running dogs, and then all of a sudden this dog comes in and says,
right.
Hey, let me do this.
Hey, let me change something. Change your
like,
life for you. Yeah. So I guess,
wow.
Yeah, it sounds stupid, but
want one of those?
my life changed when that dog got.
I'm good.
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you.
Tammy's trying to feed us all right now.
Thank you, Tammy.
Brett's eating without us.
That's all right. We'll have our turn.
Yes, we will.
I weighed 190 pounds when I met her. Now I weigh 240.
We see whose fault that is.
She feeds me all the
She
time.
takes care of you. She's
She
a
does-
good lady.
She does take care of Brett.
She's a good woman.
I think I'll keep her.
You should.
So your dogs, are they out of kind of like your dad's line as well, or
They
is it a
are.
whole? Is it kind
It
of?
all goes back to my dad's dogs.
Gotcha.
But I shouldn't say that. They're my dad's dogs, and
They have that influence.
they have that influence, and it goes way back. They go so far back now. I don't know how diluted the blood is now, but Dad would always be. I always got mad at him growing up because he'd always accept a dog from somebody. Someone would call
And try
say,
it
"Hey,
out.
try this dog. Try this dog. John, try this dog." And then
I was one of those
I'm
guys.
guilty.
Well, that dog actually was a great dog. The one that Benny got my dad to try, named Soupy, I think. Anyways, that was a great dog. Started real fast, good dog. But anyways, I've seen my dad bring home some real crap, and then I was forced to feed him and try to train him and help him get him. But
So
yeah,
it's your fault they're not good.
maybe.
But for a credit to his dad, John is just one of these open-hearted, giving kind of guys.
And
And that's just, and so those guys get, I don't know if taken advantage of.
Well,
yeah, they-
For
let me
one
tell you-
direction or another.
Let me tell you something I think about John, too. I mean, he can probably take somebody else's crap and make
turn
it
it
into a
into
good
something.
dog.
That's true. And I've seen him do it a lot of times.
Because he
And
can read dogs.
John Clump's best dog that he's ever had, the one that he caught the most game with, was a dog named Ace, and he was half Catahoula and half hound dog. And he was running around as a miscreant little dog there in Bowie. And this friend of his said, "Hey, this dog keeps chasing my cats around, John. You want him?" And Dad said, "Yeah, I'm going to take him." And he took him, and the dog was the best bear dog he'd ever had and a pretty dang good lion dog. And he did everything great. So he said whenever that dog was on a track and he was going, he said his chances of catching were real, real high, and just a great dog.
I always felt that dogs, I've known dogs that don't work for this guy.
Right.
Work for this guy.
Yep.
It's just like people. You got a boss you don't like, and you're like, I'll sweep, but I'm only going to sweep half this place. You got a boss that motivates you.
Yeah. I'll sweep.
You're going to sweep the whole place because
Right.
he's going to pat you on the head and say, "Damn, you're a good
boy.
worker."
You're
There
a
are
good boy.
personality issues
I think
between people and dogs.
I
at
absolutely
times.
think so.
Yeah.
Just like we're all animals, in my opinion, but I think that there's a big issue sometimes where
Yeah, I've been.
Some of us are
I've
more
been-
animals than
well,
others.
It's true, because I've
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not implying anything.
Thoraxes.
I've been scared that you might try to lick me or something.
Never know. Never know.
See what I got to put up with?
All day.
They
know- I
think
don't
that
know
I'm
what a
so
Lorax
old and senile and crippled.
Wait, you don't know what a Lorax is?
No, sir.
Dr. Seuss.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Don't worry
He
about
has
it.
a big mustache, and
Oh,
that's all
We
it is.
tease him about being
Tease
teased.
him about it.
I like your
If you-
mustache.
Thank you.
Let me see if I can find a Lorax for you.
Yeah, my phone's like
Thank you.
dying, so I don't know if I can pull
Let
one
me
up.
see if I can find
It's a Dr. Seuss, the Lorax,
And Benny looks just like one.
just like him. When he's on our podcast and he leaves, we put the picture. No one knows he's gone.
I have seen that
Yeah,
on the
That's-
podcast.
yeah, there you go.
Goddamn, it's
orange
like a little
creature?
orange thing. Yeah, no, Vinny, that's funny. You're the Lorax.
This
I
is our
didn't think
trap
about
right here.
that.
Grab her and pull her in. Grab her and pull her in.
Thank you.
Benny, you do look like the
Alright,
Lorax.
yep.
If these one people,
If
are
he
wondering
would
what
have
look like-
worn the right kind of breeches instead of none
he
at
kind of
all.
even stands like you, though. He's like kind of like cocky. about it.
No neck.
Yeah,
No
no
neck.
neck.
You should. I wonder if he can crow.
I don't know. Can you? Oh yeah.
In the
you-
morning,
you don't have to do
I
it, but
crow.
I know you can. Oh,
and
yeah,
and
do
in
it.
the evening before I go to bed, I do a little dance around the bed at the foot of the bed, and I stomp my foot and I yip like a coyote. It gets my wife all wound up.
Oh man.
Just visuals. You don't want to. Let's go back to dogs or something, please.
Well, that's a coyote is a dog.
It is true. There it is. Right there.
Have you got me covered?
Oh, yeah. Big full body right here. Big full body. I don't know. You have to pull it up.
Pull it up.
Just go to the live right now.
Yeah, I'll help
So,
you out, Tyler. They're
where
being
you-
mean to me.
So where are you going to go with your dogs now? You're just going to try to kind of keep that line going?
I talked to.
Look what they did to me. Look what Brett did.
Where's that camera? Oh, there it is.
That's right.
I didn't know we were doing. I thought this was all audio.
It is.
No. It's audio and video.
It's audio.
Oh, okay.
It's audio with your nice smile. See?
Hey, so that's you, huh? There. Yeah, that does look like you. Ta-da,
Ta-da,
Can't even
ta-da.
tell he's gone, can you?
yeah, no, you really couldn't. It completely. It really.
He'll
does fit
leave.
you.
See?
Hey, but yeah, my dogs. I don't know. But one of my
You're
goals.
happy with them. Where
I'm
they
happy
are.
with them where they're at right now. So if I can, I don't know, get a
Mimic.
young female and just kind of keep that going, I will, and try to always push. I feel like there's been some like things have happened to me in the last couple of years that have been amazing to me and really opened my eyes. I'd get calls from people, a lion across the road or something, and I go down there and I know for a fact that I'm 35 minutes behind that lion. You know, like someone called me by my house or something, I got to go. I just go right there, I load up, and I just leave right then. And my dogs they know it's go time when
Once
they're
they
in that
loaded
trailer.
up.
When they're loaded up, they know it's go time. When they come out, they kind of know it's go time when they get out. And so they don't screw around much. Like they're not taking a bunch of time peeing or doing anything. So I'm finding out that where I'm at down here, that I think some of them tracks that I thought were maybe 2, 3, 4, 6 hours old, you're not dealing with that old of tracks, you know.
Sometimes
And,
it's
'cause
amazing, isn't it?
It is.
I
It
mean,
is truly
you
amazing.
can have one right there, and trail it like it's 6 days old.
Yeah, you could trail a line across this dang concrete, I think, pretty well. It'd be a really good scent. But as soon as they get out in that sandy country, like by my house, it
Cat
is.
litter.
I don't really know. Do you understand it yet,
Yeah.
Brett?
No,
Like,
no, absolutely.
we know sand is bad.
I don't know.
You
I
know,
know
you know, like small pebbly stuff is not great, ideal. But like hard rock trailing is the best
You
I
need
have down
something
here.
that's porous, and sand is not porous. It's all broken down, and so there's nothing to hold the scent. Where on this concrete, it's a solid piece of porous,
Yeah.
you know, and so that's
we
why
don't, we don't know. I mean,
Well, does that go back to the scent thing?
I have.
Well, it is
I
the
mean,
scent thing.
Oh, no, I meant as far as
I
turning their scent
I
off
know.
and
Yeah,
controlling their scent?
I know
I'm
that
not in
I've
the sand.
trailed lions. That 3 days old, trailed through a trail camera. Had a picture of the lion going. I can't believe we're trailing that lion.
Right.
But I've also had where I've trailed a lion, had a lion right in front of me and jumped, and then go from a jumped track
To a cold
to
trail.
a cold trail.
Right.
I mean, we're going to catch this lion. We can see the lion, and then all of a sudden the dogs start cold trail. I get a call from Henry Gonzalez. Who's this?
Enrique Mas.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I mean, is it moisture? Because you know on the ground, there's moisture here, there's not moisture here.
It's
So if you have a little, what about moist sand? Will that,
It
I think
helps.
it's better.
It
yeah, I
helps.
think
you
moist
know,
sand is better.
because some sand is just dirty dry.
Yeah.
Dirty dry, and it's like cat litter.
It's
You know, you
not.
got cat litter, and it sucks all the scent. You think it sucks that scent down and absorb it more than lets it go?
I think it just dries out. It's like trailing in powdered dirt. There's nothing there.
That's some bad stuff too. Like you get around start trailing around a little dirt tank or something where it's got so much powder and cattle
The
walking.
cows
over
have
it
been
and
coming and going and
stuff,
coming
yeah.
and going, and
That can be
it's-
dang hard too.
So what's your perfect condition, you think?
Oh, okay. My perfect conditions are I had a rainstorm and I'm about 3 days, or no, I'd say maybe 2 days after a real good rain that soaks and gets deep down in the mud. I'm 2 days after that. I think the lions are moving around by then, good, and I got a lot of scent to mess with. I think the perfect conditions, I don't think there are perfect conditions, like in the real
Better
world,
conditions.
better than average or better than ever. Trees are great. Like up there in Morenci, I've been hunting up there a little bit, and them damn trees, they stay shaded all day, you know, some of them big, huge pines.
down in those
So it
canyons.
don't
Down in those
evaporate
canyons.
it like that.
Yeah, it just doesn't make your scent go away so fast. But
But
anyways,
where he's
the
talking
trees-
about, Lower Eagle Creek, everything's down in canyons. That's just straight up and down rock over there.
Right. But it's still good, and rocks are great, you know. So trees, rocks, hillsides that have cool sides to them.
Yeah.
But yes, you guys know all that.
It's about the same answer every time, too. After a rain, in a canyon,
Yeah.
shade, which obviously once that sun hits it, I mean, even with bear hunting,
One of my good
it
dogs.
goes away quick.
One of my
It
real
rises.
good dogs, Derek. He came from Mike Pock down in New River. I was over there in the Oregon Mountains hunting with a rancher over there, and he says, "Well, how old a scent can that dog smell?" I said, "I don't know." He says, "Well, see this culvert right here, coming up, and there was a culvert that was half full of sand, and it was where the sand it was in the bar ditch where the sand had gone through there." He said, "A lion was in that culvert 3 days ago. Can your dog smell that?" I said, "I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know." I said, "Well, pull over," and I pull out. I pull over, and I said, "Hey, Derek, come here." And I pointed down underneath that culvert. "Hey, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes." And Derek went in there and sniffed around and then sat back and, "Ooh." And I said, "Well, you can smell that." He said, "But can he smell it anywhere else?" And I said, "No." But
Because
it was
it's
in
gonna hold it.
sand, and it was inside the culvert, which will hold moisture, and it was shaded. So,
So even if it got warm, it's just kind of doing this.
yeah, it's just rolling in
Unless
there.
you got a wind that's really blowing it out, but
Yeah, and it was in New Mexico. There's no wind over there.
yeah. None. It all stops here. It just winds through here and stops.
Yeah, New Mexico sucks, so the wind right here just stops at the border. It doesn't even go past the Palencia Mountains.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're wrong, but I know you're messing with me.
No, I'm just messing with
everybody
me
does, too.
because but Derek could smell that in that sand inside the culvert, but outside he couldn't. And so, I don't know if I went back the next day, would he smell it, or the next day would he smell it, but it gets back to the conditions like we're talking about, and the moisture, and the protection, and the whole deal.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me that snow is really good, but in our case, and I'd say 90% of my cases with snow have been a bad experience.
Yeah.
Because that snow starts melting so fast down here that...
Is it because your dogs don't know how to work it?
I don't really know if
track
my
the
dogs...
track?
My dogs might not know it good enough. I've had really limited experience with it,
We've heard that a lot, right?
Your dogs need to learn that.
Like, they get to snow and they don't... Was that,
You guys finish. I'm going to go talk to Terrell's wife for a minute.
oh,
Okay.
that Terrell. Where's Terrell? Get him over here.
I'm sure Terrell's
I think Vinny was telling a story that, they get into the snow and they're not just tracking it. He had to put his head down and say, hey,
Right.
because a lot of them snow dogs will trail track.
Yeah.
They see it, physically
Oh,
see
they
it. I've
physically
seen
see it. Oh,
dogs
yeah.
do that.
Wow.
I had a blue tick, and he was trail track, and once he got to the dry part of it, the patches, he'd
Yeah.
put his nose down, and then he would see those tracks go
Keep
down. I was on a bobcat even, which I'm static. So, I don't know. We call it cheater dust, and we kind of make fun of people, but some of that snow is hard, too.
Yeah.
I don't want to trudge through 3 foot of snow and
Right.
get stuck, and I'd rather not catch something and trail all day than
Right.
have to dig myself out.
Right.
You guys don't get much snow over here, a little bit.
No, we don't. But whenever it does,
Take advantage of it?
I take advantage of it as much as I can. I'll be out there, as soon as the first light hits. But you get it, and when it's like that, like I said, the south slopes of almost every mountain, it can have 4 or 5 inches of snow, and you'll think you're good. But the south slopes of those hills they're gone by 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
And it's like if you hit the right situation where you hit it early or whatever, but
To where it's still
to where
rising up a little bit.
it ain't just burned out, then you can do some stuff, but yeah, most of my experience has been bad with snow. But
Everybody abandoned us.
yeah, that's all right.
So, are you much into social media?
No.
What do you think about people posting on social media all these lions? What do you think about the whole politics of lion hunting? Do you guys get involved with that at all? Or you pay attention to it? Like them trying to cut us out, trying to get rid of hounds?
What's funny is that they do that stuff by our own cowardice or whatever. We let this stuff happen. I don't know how to make the change that has to be made, but for me, I guess whenever they make laws like this, I'll just become an outlaw, criminal.
That's why I say laws, that's all they do is create outlaws.
That you're gonna make me an outlaw, you're gonna make me a criminal, so you're not my friend. I have nothing to say to you. You're bad people. So
There you go. We just gotta put it on. Oh, you're the knife maker kid.
hey, good talking to you
Hey,
guys.
we appreciate it. You better get out there and pretend to know
thank
some
you,
people.
man.
I better go talk to my family. Thank you, guys.
All righty.
This is, what's your name?
Chase Dobrinsky.
Chase Dobrinsky. And you make knives.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 12.
You're 12 years old.
Yes, sir.
Show us some of your knives there. Pick
So-
'em up. Hold it up just as.
That about right?
Can you see it?
That good?
Yeah, let me see it here. Can you see it, Brett?
Yeah.
Right there.
There you go. Show them that blue one you made right there.
Oh,
Man,
yeah, that's
that
a pretty one right there.
let me
Real pretty one. Oh, yeah.
How did you learn to make knives?
So I'm actually self-taught. I learned most of the things that I know from YouTube videos, actually.
Everybody learns from YouTube.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, and it took a lot of attempts to making things and learning things the hard way. But I think that it's helped me a lot to learn things like that.
More mistakes
Oh,
you make,
yeah.
the more
Yeah.
you learn not to make.
Yes, sir.
And how long does it take you to make a knife?
This roughly takes me about 15 to 20 hours to make a knife. I do them in batches, so this one was a batch of 5, I believe. And so it took me about a week, but I was going to school and working on it in the evenings.
Stinking school.
So yeah, it took me about a week.
Okay. And where do you get the steel?
I get the steel. This is actually a 1084. I got it from a guy in Tucson. I'm not too sure what his name is. I believe it's No, it's not Santa Rita steel. I can't remember.
So you're buying raw steel?
Yes, it's a steel and a billet. So I believe I got that in like a 6-foot billet. So it's a pretty long, and I'll cut it out, and then I'll form it and shape it to what the pattern that I want is. And then I will grind the bevels on it, which are these little parts right here. This is what makes it go down to a sharpened point.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll drill the holes, or sometimes I'll drill the holes and then do the bevels. And then I'll get out my handle material that I'm going to use, and I will get it around that area, get it about right, and then I will, let's see. A lot of times I'll quench the knife.
What quench? What does that mean?
So it's pretty much you'll heat the steel up to a super high temp, and then you'll quickly put it in oil.
Are you quenching with oil?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
quench it with oil.
Some people use water, but it's
Oil's a lot better for.
It's a slow quench.
It's not near as fast as water is.
What purpose does the quenching serve?
It makes it a lot harder.
Hardens the steel?
Yeah, so all the atoms inside of it, when it's heated up, it expands, and all the atoms make it a little bit bigger, so they can move around a lot easier. That's why it's a lot of times like this forging thing out here that we're doing. It will open it up a lot more, and then as soon as you dip it in something a lot colder than what the temp is of the material, all those atoms contract, and it makes it really hard.
Cool. What all tools do you utilize to make one of these?
So I normally use an angle grinder. I will use 1 or 2 belt sanders and and I'll use a drill press too.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of hand sanding as well.
A lot of hand sanding. So I imagine you said 15 hours?
About 15 hours for me. Yeah.
Cool. Have you been selling any? Have you?
Yes, sir. I actually sold one tonight.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Do you plan on making them and putting them on Facebook or
your
website or something like that?
Yeah, I do intend on doing it. I do post them a little bit on my Facebook page.
What's the name of your Facebook page?
It's just Chase Dobrinsky.
Chase Dobrinsky.
Chase Dobrinsky. Yes. So.
Is it something that you're going to continue? Are you going to keep making knives?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
going to keep making them and perfecting it.
You're going to perfect it. Is it something you want to do
It's
after you
something
grow up?
Yes, sir.
The knives will get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Have you made any bigger knives yet?
Oh yeah, I have. I actually sold one earlier.
How much do you get for one of those knives?
This one's roughly around 250.
Oh wow.
Is how
cool.
much these ones were. But
$10 an hour.
How much is that blue one?
this blue one, 250.
250.
250. Yes,
You're
sir.
thinking about it, huh?
Bad.
That's only $10 an hour.
Yeah, I mean
It's
it's
a lot of work.
It's a lot.
it is. It
Who's
is.
calling you?
Whose phone is? Did Tyler leave this here?
Oh.
It says hubby. Well, that's not mine. I don't have a hubby.
Hubby.
Answer it and say.
I bet you that's his wife's phone.
It
and
probably is.
He
He's
had 2
calling her.
phones. I bet you he'll come back and get it, I bet.
Well, cool. So yeah, so if anybody interested in one of these really, really neat knives,
Yeah. Yep.
go to the Dobrinsky.
Dobrinsky. Chase Dobrinsky.
Chase Dobrinsky.
How do you
And
spell Dobrinsky?
Dobrinski. I have some
Oh, look at the
business cards right here.
A business card.
There
Here
you
you
go.
go.
Right there.
Yep. Was it 916 knives?
916 knives. That's actually my brand.
The
916.
916. Yeah, the 916 Ranch, right?
Yep. That's my grandfather's
Terrell
ranch.
Shelley.
Terrell Shelley. That's my grandfather.
Need to get you a little.
Terrell Shelley. Let me see.
Oh, Terrell Shelley's your grandfather.
Yes, sir.
Famous dry ground lion hunter, Terrell Shelley.
We tried to get him here. Where's he at right now?
He's actually asleep right now.
Over there?
No, he's back at the camp trailer.
Oh, did he go back?
Yeah, he went back about
7.
probably about 7. Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
a little bit earlier. Yeah.
916.
Was
That
it
is
his?
cool.
Yeah. Oh. 916. You need to get
Are you
going to
start doing? Or how about sheaths? Have you started working
Yes,
on
I
that?
actually have. I sold one to Kelly for Mackenzie,
Oh, okay.
and it did have a sheath. It was a.
Does these come with a sheath?
These ones, no. I haven't made a sheath for these ones, but I can make them upon
you?
request. But I don't normally do it.
Let me tell you a secret. If this had a leather in it, right through that hole, and you dangled it like this in front of Mr. Brett Vaughn, and said, "This one is special.
It's the last one I'll ever make."
You would really.
Oh, he's
look
looking for his wife. Where's my wife? Brett's looking for his wife
Hold
right
this up
now.
and say,
He looks
Mr.
right over
Vaughn, you would look extremely perfect with this as your partner. And it's like
Tyler, you're
dangling-
limping a little bit.
This one over here.
Oh, whose is this one?
Mine.
That one. Oh, that one yours?
So he would actually, yes, sir. Thank you, Tyler. He would actually start foaming and frothing at the mouth, and it's like holding a big fat nightcrawler in front of a bluegill.
I bet you if you threw a sheath in on it, he would do it.
Well, I got his card. I'm going to be looking him up.
We
Yeah,
know who
and that's
you are.
my phone number on the card as well, right
Do you
below
live
it.
right there at Cliff?
Yes, sir. I'm actually in between Cliff and Silver. So,
There you go. It's close. Right over the mountain. Boom.
Do you hunt?
yes, sir. Bunch.
You hunt-
Dogs?
Do you hunt with the hounds yet?
No, not quite to that point. No.
You want to?
I do. Yeah.
Cool.
It's a lineage.
You'll have a good teacher.
Oh yeah.
Terrell's
Oh yeah.
scared that you'll be better, is what it is. So he's
Yeah.
going to wait a little bit.
You know, I
Yeah.
don't know that Terrell's scared of his grandson. I think that would be encouraging to Terrell.
I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
that definitely would be.
Well,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Just yell.
Pick it up and dangle it.
There we go. There we go.
I'm teaching you new salesman tricks.
I just bought 2 mules.
Look at his.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
even rubbing his. He's
Hey.
wondering how much money do I have.
And my dog box is almost done.
Yep.
Hey, it's paid for. It's paid for.
Did you pay for it then? How did it?
I think someone should just give you a $250 super chat so you can have it.
Give me a 250. Help a young 12-year-old boy out.
See, we've got the
Hey,
general.
we'll send it to you if they want to buy
what
one
he's
right
doing-
now.
Yep.
He's
Yeah, I
reading
will-
comments. That
If
are-
you want one of these knives, just send a
Yeah.
$250
Here. you
and
can
send
put
me
'em
your
all out in front of
address.
'em.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dangle it in front of those guys.
Say, hey,
See?
all you people, this is the one that Brett's not going to
Oh,
get.
that's a
if you-
comfortable knife.
Oh,
With my
you're in the
big
wrong
fingers.
camera, Benny.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
This
over
one-
there.
No,
I bet
I got
this
it
one
on the
fits your
wrong
hand,
camera.
does it?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. That does.
So yeah, this.
Fits your hand nice.
Yeah.
Use that blue
And
one.
I'm telling you, let
Oh,
Brett
yeah.
hold it.
That'll fit Brett's
I know,
hand.
I
Look
like
at
that
that. Feel
blue.
it.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
in your fingers, don't it?
Man, I could do some damage with that.
Pig sticker. I like those.
Well, you're going to be here all day tomorrow, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I will.
Cool.
He's gonna start digging through the trash looking for aluminum cans and cash them in. He wants that blue knife. And every now and then, when you see him, you just say, "I've got you covered, Mr. Vaughn."
Just carry it around with you and everything. So you-
Or have it right here in your pocket, and you can just pull it out a little.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Beautiful knives.
Oh,
Beautiful
Thank
knives.
you.
me.
Thank you.
I'm on your team, Brett. You
I
need
know,
a knife.
I know.
Tammy's not going to feel that way.
Oh, Tammy supports what Brett needs.
Yeah.
Brett's wife wants him to be happy.
And if he's out there alone, he needs a knife.
Well, that's true, because what if a baby bear were to get on him,
Baby bear.
and he would have
I need
a
a
sporting chance with
knife.
that knife?
Stick it. No.
I'm helping you with these sales tactics. Your last name's Dobrinsky?
Dobrinsky.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Got his card right here, Ben.
Chase.
I've got a knife in the silent auction over there as well.
Yep. I think it's
Oh,
higher
really?
than 250, ain't it?
No, I don't think so. I think it's actually below 250 right now.
It is?
Believe
Is
it's
it
at
blue?
225. It's
it
not.
blue?
It's a handle just like this. With
But
the,
if Brett won
Let me
it,
see
would
it.
you trade him for that one?
oh yeah, definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
except for
If you wanted
he
it,
has to win the auction.
If he
In the auction.
yeah, you'd have
I
to
got a
win.
roping injury. Those are nice.
You could skin a rattlesnake with that. And we know you kill a lot of rattlesnakes.
Kill a lot of rattlesnakes.
See, it's perfect.
I listened to a podcast the other day. I'm still angry about it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Let's just blow it out.
I'm going to blow it out here.
And who it was. We know who it was. Mr. Big Shot.
They said that you're not supposed to kill snakes. Do you kill rattlesnakes?
If
Yes,
you
sir.
see a rattlesnake, you're going to kill it.
It's gonna be dead. Yeah.
In art?
Unless it's a bull snake, then it's
Exactly.
It's good.
I let bull
Rattlesnakes.
snakes go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're perfectly fine.
They eat the rattlesnake.
Yeah.
You know, if you come across a rattlesnake, you're supposed to call a professional, come out here and relocate him.
That's what he said.
Really?
More or less. That's kind
You
of
know what
they
I've always
implied.
said for the things that get relocated by me? I set them free.
I relocate.
Relocate them to hell where they belong.
I relocate the head from the body into the ground, and I dig a little hole.
You bury all the heads?
Oh yeah.
Oh
I'm
yeah, you have
superstitious.
to. You've got to.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
Baby
superstitious.
You have to.
like baby quail eaters that may or may not be the state bird in New Mexico.
Oh yeah.
I set them free
Yeah. They
from
take
the
a, they
confines
take
of my property.
a a little trip.
That's all I say is Jesus.
Mr.
Hey,
Mr.
Jesus
Dobrinsky,
Jesus took the wheel on their
Jesus
life.
needs snakes,
Yeah.
right?
Mr.
sent him to heaven.
Dobrinsky is on point.
Benny's
That
on a roll.
deserves a knife bite right there. You don't want to say who said it?
No. I don't like to.
Yeah, you don't want to bust out them Bear Grease guys anyways. do you?
No, I don't want to get them all riled up at me. It's like, I attribute it the same as them turning wolves out and then telling the ranchers you can't do anything about
Oh
them.
yeah. Yeah.
No,
we
no,
have-
these wolves eat
Hey,
your
hey,
calves.
hey.
You can't do anything
I've
about
been
it.
smiling. Let's not ruin my smile because I'm good. I don't have my spear.
We have
my
a-
spear
we have-
is 7.5 hours
Why
from here
didn't you bring your spear?
because I didn't know we were going to talk about the damn wolves.
That's a lot. Isn't that
This is
like
why
a-
he
isn't
needs a
that-
knife.
He's learning from you, Benny.
He's getting it.
Nice job.
Benny needs a knife too.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a knife. It's not near as cool as that,
I know.
but
It's a knife.
It is a
It's
knife.
a knife.
A knife's a knife.
I used to carry two because every good Mexican, and I'm trying to be one, has two.
Shiny knives too.
I don't care if they're Chinese, if they're
Or
blood
rusty.
as long as they corta.
As long as they cut.
Well, thank you, Chase.
Hey,
Yeah.
entiende español también.
Shoot.
I'm not understanding a single thing you're saying.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Showing
Yeah.
us nice.
Thank you.
And good luck. We'll
Brett's gonna try to get a knife from his wife. There she is. Look, dangle that. Tell her to come over here.
Go like this. Just
Tammy.
Say, Mrs.
Tammy.
Vaughn, Brett would love this knife.
It's for a
It would-
12-year-old kid. He only has 10 days to
this
live,
knife, see how it's
and he needs to make
dangling?
money.
There you go. You got to go to the money.
thank you.
Yeah, I'll probably go grab something. Are they closing up? Whatever.
What do you think? How long should we
Bean and cheese?
should we go? How long should we make this?
Okay. Just bean and cheese burrito.
You know, Calvin told us
Okay,
to
and
leave,
a
what, an
quesadilla.
hour and a half ago?
Yeah, he was tired of us.
What's that? Okay. Oh. Did you hear that?
What?
You know how much it is yet?
Tammy, it's
He-
$250.
All right. Well,
I told
Hey.
you, she
Hey,
thinks the world of
if
her
Brett
husband.
gets rid of you, I'll marry you. I'll tell you that right now. And if you want to put a deposit down on me right now,
I'll tell you what, if you would marry Brett, you would just morph into the family.
that's what I
yeah,
need.
then you get the best
That's what I need
best
to
of
do.
both worlds.
Then she has two guys that do her bidding.
Do you know how much I like this Mr. Dobrinsky?
I know.
You know, I could teach him some bad habits and we could go to prison together.
Yeah.
He knows how to build some shanks.
Could you do something like this out of a plastic spoon?
I don't know about that.
Go home and practice. And then look me up.
I need to sneak one into you.
So in case your grandfather doesn't know how to get in touch with me anymore, his good friend Rick Dickerson in Texas.
Oh yeah, I know
He
Rick.
knows Rick and I've known each other since we were way little
I haven't
toads.
seen
You
Rick
have
in
to
a
come
long
on
time.
camera to give it to him, Tammy. God.
Thank you.
You better get her. You better get her driver's license first.
Yeah.
Hand over that blue shank right
Oh yeah.
There
And
you go.
just like that.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Mr.
Benny.
Bond.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on our
Yeah,
show.
thank you guys.
You can go mess around now.
All right. Well, there's nothing else to do. I got to be
Oh,
here
well,
till
so
10
stay-
anyway.
We're
So
probably. How long are we going? We've been on 2 hours. How many people we got on?
We've had up to 40. We've had up to like 46 or so.
Yeah.
Unannounced. It's just
Yeah.
This is
Just
by
a-
a
You know,
by
spur of the
the
moment.
problem was Brett never opened his Starlink. We never set up like live like this. I wasn't even sure we were going to set up because as soon as we got the problems with the internet in a spot, this didn't want to pick up the internet, the laptop. So
I don't know what was wrong with that. That was weird.
I
think
don't
the
know.
biggest problem is Brett has not invested $250,000 in one of those satellite TV trailers that has the antenna
Yep.
on a corkscrew cable and goes up there. And all you got to do is just show up, open the doors, and say, hey, we're home.
Like NBC or ABC.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, like
it's got a whole control panel inside of it.
BVTV.
Fox News. I
Yep.
used to when I first started my YouTube channel. It was
That's what it's called,
It was,
BVTV?
no, it was CBV TV.
Oh, Cowboy
Sounded-
Brett Vaughn. I'm
Cowboy
sorry.
Vaughn
That's You're
TV.
exactly right. It goes back to the old days when we had fun on the internet.
Big Game Houndsman. I was Cowboy
Big
Vaughn.
game houndsman.
So have you ran dogs with your grandfather at all?
I haven't. No, he's gotten to where he can't really go up and hunt too much
Does he
anymore.
still have dogs?
No, I don't. We don't have any more. We
Take
don't
some
have
from
any.
Tyler. He'll give you some.
What about your Uncle Gerald?
Oh yeah, he's still going up in the mountains. I haven't hunted with him any, but
Get a puppy now, right?
Yeah.
Do you have what do you have the same kind of line or?
You know, Terrell always had Terrell's dogs.
yeah, they were his dogs.
Yeah, they were his dogs
Because
and his
been
lines.
from so
and
far
what a
back.
lot of people don't know is that Dale Lee's last pack of dogs, his dog Joe, was Terrell Shelley dog.
Yep.
And Joe wasn't any kind of specifically spectacular one-minded dog, but he was just an all-around general dog that led Dale's pack. And Joe came from Terrell Shelley.
Yep. Those are the best dogs. Yep.
The kid
You're
already
kind of
knows.
biased.
I know.
Well,
We didn't know he's a Mr. Know-It-all all of a sudden. Holy moly.
Hey, he catches on fast. So did you see how fast he sold that blue-handled knife?
He did. You're just going to hold that knife all night.
I like it. Now,
You're
I
gonna
figured this out.
sleep, be sleeping like
When
this.
he brought this over, when he was standing over there, I said, "Let me see that blue one."
yeah, that was the first thing he said. I handed him this maple-handled one. He goes,
Nope.
"Let me see that blue-handed
And
one."
you know, at that moment, you'll learn at that moment,
That's when you got him sold.
you had him sold.
Yeah.
All you had to do was just
Dangle
twitch
it.
it.
Do a little bit of.
So, Mr. Vaughn.
I got it now.
he's on.
Yeah.
There you go. Right there. See? Came on. You made a sell.
An
Yeah.
original chance
Chase.
chase.
Original.
Original
The-
chase.
out of
Before he's famous.
the
Tell me
first
your last
batch.
name.
Dobrinsky.
Chase Dobrinsky, handcrafted, original, blue-handled, spectacular
You could put
blade.
that and wear it right around you.
Yeah, it's even got a lanyard hole for you, I believe.
Yeah,
That one does.
you
It
can wear
does.
that as a necklace.
I'm gonna do some damage somewhere with that.
Something's getting cut.
I'll bet. I'll just bet. Tonight, he sleeps with a blue-handled knife right here,
next to
close
his-
to his heart.
Oh, what you say?
What do you think, guys?
Let's wrap it.
Let's wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Are they gonna rope goats again later?
We need. We
I
got
don't think
47.
so.
We got 47 people in here. We need 47 thumbs up. Oh, I can't even. You're not even looking at me.
Here,
We need 47 thumbs up.
you got two right
You
here.
got two of us.
Three.
Three.
3. All right. Let's see. Any of them coming through?
This is way too
Hey,
much
did you
fun.
guys even enjoy the live? It's something
Yeah.
different.
It's something different.
The only reason we started at late is because we couldn't get Brett off the damn
was-
goat
I
roping.
was-
Every time we were setting
It
up,
was a-
Brett. God dang.
I entered up.
Yeah, you did.
Because of that little girl, Coy's
That
daughter.
little girl. Well, she came up to him and said, "Hey."
She said, "Here, man."
Yeah.
Yep. She said. Brett said, "Here, I'll pay for you." Nope.
She wouldn't. I said, "I'll
Nope.
pay for both sides."
Nope. Here's your
She
five.
was
No.
having none of that.
She-
She did not want to owe you.
Pay in her own way.
That's a fact. All righty.
All right,
Thanks
ladies
for
and
everybody
gentlemen.
coming by. We'll
Thank-
probably try to do some more of this, huh?
Tomorrow? Tomorrow, what time?
Oh, I don't know. Could we do something tomorrow? If we can get Terrell and Warner and John to jump on.
Oh, we got to get John on tomorrow too.
He was right here, and then
John may not
Coy.
be here tomorrow. I don't know.
You go tell him he's got to come
you
back.
tell me he has to be here.
He has an unfulfilled obligation.
Yep, he better. Where is he? In the stands?
I'm sure.
Well, we're shutting off tonight.
We're going to shut this thing down now.
Yeah, well, I can try to get my grandpa. Get him.
There you go.
He'll be asleep when I get back, but I'll talk to
In
him
the morning, you tell him. You tell him that he bought a knife to pay for him to come on.
Bribing.
It was a bribe.
Bribery.
And if you don't come on, you have to give him his money back and get a knife.
Well,
Play.
that's your mom over there, right, with the selling
Yes.
the halters?
Yes. Yeah.
And I told her to come on too to sell some halters, and
She's-
she just got nervous as a cat.
Everybody
She's
gets nervous.
not. She's not.
You're
too
doing
much of
good.
this is my first real talking on a podcast
Yeah?
type thing.
Well, now you're famous. You'll be famous now. And you can go on interviews, stories, and tells, and it will be on there. You can show all your friends how cool you are.
Yep. Say, here you go. Is he looking?
Yep.
I
Oh, the
replaced
Lorax
Benny.
is still there.
I replaced Benny. All right, guys.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen. I keep looking down.
I know.
The camera is right there, but my.
Oh, now the Lorax is in. Look, I'm Benny.
I gotta get rid of that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks for the. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for
Yeah.
making the knives.
Yeah.
And
Thank you guys.
We'll
for
see if I can make it out of here tomorrow without getting one.
you better buy one. See,
It's a
three more
tag.
right here.
dangle one in front of
You
you.
got more over there? Or is these all you got?
No, these are all I got.
Ooh, okay.
I got the
Yeah.
blue one already.
I know.
So,
I'll come over there tomorrow. I'll be over there tomorrow.
Alrighty.
I can't say it because my wife might be watching right now. So. I have to buy her a Mother's Day present, and I don't want to ruin it.
I bought one of those today too.
You did. Yep. She said you're buying me
I
that for
wish I
Mother's
could
Day.
figure out how to get. I used to be able to get this where you talk to this phone, and I could kind of show the where we're at, but it won't do it. Usually, you could pick the camera, and you could pick your
Device.
yeah. Manage network cameras.
We'll learn it.
All cameras inclusive.
The more lives we do, we'll learn it.
Oh, we can do it just like this. I'm gonna show everybody where we're at. I can just do it like that, and then
There you go.
no, that's that camera. I'm confused as can be.
There you go. There we go. That's where we're at, guys.
It's gonna be really busy here in a little bit.
After it lets
As
out.
soon as all that comes out,
Yep.
there's gonna be the silent auction's gonna be letting go.
Oh, the silent auction's
At
at 9 o'clock.
9:30.
When are they doing the drawing for
Like
9:30 ish.
tonight?
10ish. Yeah.
I'm gonna
It'll be
win.
late.
I think I got that Warner Glenn gun one.
Oh,
Watch, I'll
man.
share it.
I hope I got a one.
That's a neat gun.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Really neat.
And he
me see
took
if
his time signing it because Kelly said, don't mess this up, Warner. You can only got one chance.
Can't really mess it up with gold writing all
Yep,
over it.
Yep.
Let me see if I can show it.
Oh, you have a picture.
I took a picture of it.
Yeah. I put in for the Kelly Glenn gun, which, what is that caliber? Is that a
It's
45?
it's a 357.
Is that 357?
357.
They only made 250 of these guns. And the serial number is KGK, which is Kelly
Glenn
Glenn
Kimbro.
Kimbro. So
Yeah, they're neat guns. They're
I
definitely.
hope I win one of
Right
those.
over here is my other roping partner right there.
We're
Stand
talking
sit
on the
right over
internet
there.
right now. You want to sit down?
Come say hello.
No? You guys ready to rope?
Sorry, what? No, I made them.
He's a knife maker.
He makes knives. Look, he just sold one to him.
I'm selling them down there at the Shelly Halter's booth. Yep.
All righty.
Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
We're done.
maybe tomorrow.
I'm going to go eat a burrito.
That's it. Bueno pues. Thanks, everybody.
Yep. Thank you guys.
There you go.
Let me see if I can figure out how to turn this thing off. Always mess up. All right.
You have a good night, guys.
Good night.
All right.